Corey. It happens to be Tuesday. You know what that means.
That means it's the never-ending podcast back
I was thinking
again.
about this. So I have reached the end of Dateline podcast, and they're not uploading
Oh,
new ones.
that's so sad.
So sad.
So sad.
And really, I feel like I owe them about $200. Like that's how much of their
Just 200, not 201, not 199.
201. And because I'm the 0.001% listener to that because it's what I listen to go to bed.
Yeah.
I just let it play. That Morrison voice guy put me to sleep.
If you're wondering what me and Heather and where we're different, I need it to be pitch black silence to go to bed. Me and Heather were just at the beach together.
This is our biggest trip.
My
Otherwise,
gosh.
we're like the perfect couple on a trip. Like I just raise my eyebrow. Corey's getting in the car. I'm loading it up with. But when it comes to the bedtime routine, Corey's a taco shell. I've never seen more covers wrapped around a human body. She
I have to block it out. I have to block out the sounds, the noise, the lights.
Yeah. So I turned on Forensic Files as one does on a beach trip, and I'm like, this is great. Corey's got the blinds tucked into her bed frame so they don't let any light through. And I'm like, let me have a little background music.
Who's the sleep guy you watch and you think he's kind of cute, and he does a podcast and he talks about how to get good sleep?
Andrew Huberman, thank you.
Yes.
And call him by
Huberman
his full name.
says dark, cool, silent. That is a good night's sleep.
agree.
And if you don't have
agree.
that, hold on.
My
heater's on, but I'm already heated. So I'm talking about sleep.
Yeah. So, anyways, I ran out of the datelines. Unfortunately, when you fall asleep listening to something, I do agree. They say if you fall asleep imbibing information, your brain actually logs it and you don't have to really comprehend it, right?
Okay,
Allegedly.
I tried that in high school. Didn't work.
One ear and out the other. But if my brain hears one of those murder mysteries, I'm like, oh, I know how it ends. I know what happened.
Because it's in your subconscious.
It's in my subconscious. It's logged every dateline. My dateline has been transcribed to my brain waves.
They are doing studies about sitting in silence. You don't sit in silence.
I've been trying to work on it a little bit. I've been going out to pick some weeds, complete another silence.
Not having your phone play or anything, just the sounds of nature.
Just out there, sounds of nature. Sounds of a lot of bugs in my ear, I'll be honest.
It'll keep you alert. But they say that we're so overstimulated by the sounds of things, people, that we don't ever sit in silence. So that when we do sit in silence, whether it's a buzzing bee, we get a lot more irritable because we've not had to sit and not be distracted.
Have you seen me picking reeds?
And to sit with something and not be distracted. Remember back in elementary school where we would, just like many other people, watch the raindrops connect with other raindrops on the car window.
You know what I do? It was either power lines when they go ooh, ooh, or dad's inability to pass people on the road. And this is why I speed is I always knew if the cars reach the same speed, we were going to fall back.
Yeah. See, but sitting there, you're able to be less irritable longer. You can sit in tough situations longer.
I agree. Back to my original point. This is 266 episodes. You could almost listen for a year.
Wow.
And not double listen.
Wow. Okay. As an avid re-listener and watcher to Frasier, the Frasier show, from 1993, I'm in the middle of it yet again for the 50th time or so.
You know what I was going to go back into? I'm a Trekkie.
What? Yeah,
I was going to do Star Trek Voyager, start to finish. I like the moral.
Did you only bring that up because Noel Shamsky from Frasier?
And did you know there was like an SNL before SNL, and they had a crossover between Star Trek Voyager and Frasier, where Frasier was captain? It's kind of funny. It was only like 5 minutes. Okay, back to today's podcast topic: AI-inspo 101: how to spot it, how to handle it when your clients send it to you, and how to use it in your favor. But before we do that, I do not have a quote. Do you want to make an AI quote? AI is so new. It's not like I can get from Carl Jung and get a quote.
So what, make one up from Corey?
I'll quote
you. Corey. AI isn't going anywhere. So figure out how to use it as a tool, not your business model.
Yeah. Corey and I were talking, and this has been a topic at many an Olive Garden recently. that AI, whether it's a bubble or not, it is integrated into so much and it is exceptionally useful as a tool. But when you use it as, it needs to be in the passenger seat, but you still need to be in the driver's seat. It cannot replace that human. It cannot replace you. It's becoming, you can kind of sense it more when people are using, and specifically copy. Like you can see it in the images, but I even saw a TikTok yesterday. I didn't install on TikTok, but I will. Have you seen the study in the World War II? They were trying to figure out the weak points of the planes that went to battle, right?
Okay.
So when they did it, they did a spot graph, and it's the plane and the outline, and they're like, okay, the weak points are this part of the wings and this part of the tail. So we need to reinforce those. But it's called a survivalship bias because the planes that actually returned to the aircraft carriers were not showing the weak points. It was the planes that never came back that actually showed the weak points.
That makes
So
sense.
the meme was, when you're starting to see less AI generated photos, but then it's like when you're starting to see less AI generated photos, it's because it's gotten better. You're
Yes.
sensing the wrong thing. Anyway, so AI is getting better, but I do not think it will ever replace that human component. Because Corey and I were saying AI is based off of what humans wrote online.
AI isn't generating anything new. It is always, and even if you put in an AI prompt, it says scanning the internet. It is pulling off of what people have done over the years and years that the internet has been around. Imagine if every website developer, everyone with a website has been constantly uploading blog posts, things like that. AI has so much to pull from because people have
Mhm.
literally been giving it so much research and data over these years, but it can only pull from something that's out there currently. It cannot make something new. Maybe it could strategize about an idea you have, but it's never going to be like, in this wackadoodle bronut, cronut, blondie that you've created will, be a huge seller because it's not existed before.
Not that I'm supporting the diamond trade, but it can't be the diamond mine. It can be the sifter, though. It's a great way to sift through information quickly generated by
Yes.
other people.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
told Corey this morning, people don't go to create websites and write incorrect content. It's the best of what they've got, and AI can pull from the best of what other people have. I actually pinged AI and I was like, how do I rank my website optimized for, and I thought AEO stood for artificial intelligence. It actually stands for answer. So it's like, yeah, AI is constantly pulling answers when people query questions. And it said AI will not pull from its own fluff content. It doesn't like that. It likes hard facts. So even there, we can't use AI to write our blog posts. We have to write them ourselves, and then AI can pull from them. So great. It's a tool. How can we use a tool? But before I get into that, this is a sugar cookie marketing group podcast called Baking It Down. So you do get the real twins. We're real currently. Maybe we'll be AI generated in the future.
If you see a triplet, that's the Iowa.
Maybe I would like to go to bed with some podcast playing.
You can take
You can find all this information we talk about at sugarcookiemarketing.com. I just updated the website and try to keep it updated twice a month with what's coming, what's going, what you want to find, what you don't want to find, but I'm going to shove it down your throat. Anyways, and then you have Corey's quote, but what's coming? We have community groups boot camp. We have the CookieCon happy hour, which is actually tomorrow. Pipe your hobby, which you have to post, but it'll be our first limited collab. We'll talk about it in a minute. And the Summerween cookie class kit, which drops today. I know because I put a 10-hour workday yesterday on it.
way to go. Way to go.
Jumping back into this topic that Corey's exceptionally passionate about.
It's not passion. Here's the thing. AI will not be going anywhere. So to say that you hate AI,
Don't
if
say
you
that to
want,
my stock investments. Oh, wait, say that to my stock
yeah,
investments.
okay.
Okay, question before we jump into this. Do you think AI is in a bubble or not?
I think we are at the height of it, and then
Then that's a bubble.
just like any, yes, I think it's a bubble, and then people will get used to it, or people will be able to spot it a little bit more.
Do you think in terms of stock market? So we have these stocks. I don't know if OpenAI is public or not, but like Nvidia, the chip suppliers that are, supplying this SpaceX, which says a robot, and it went IPO last week. Do you think that these
If they're
are,
if they're creating robots, I think that whatever stock you have, you're good.
do you think AI is in a bubble? Should we
I think
divest?
I don't think it's necessarily in this. I think the bubble is large, right now. Everything is using it. It's quite literally in every app, even in my video editing app. They're like, we updated more AI.
Let's see.
It's in
Uh
Canva, Gmail.
Canva, Gmail. It's in what's that one I used to play in my life? Starts with an A.
Starts with an A. Oh, Adobe.
It's in Adobe. Adobe now has this new thing. I logged into Illustrator yesterday, do the summer marine class, and it was like you can create a graphic, a 2D graphic, and Illustrator can have that 2D graphic migrate it. So you can if you made like, let's say you made a dog and he was looking left, you can have it
Yeah.
look straight left, 45-degree angle right, because AI can read the direction of the dog.
Wow. It's on every social media thing because every time I write a post, I'll be like, do you want us to judge this up a little bit using AI? It's
Yeah.
now in group posts because I went and made a group post asking for a salad dressing that I
Mhm.
had at a restaurant that I really, really liked. And it added a title to my post and it said created by Meta AI.
When I search posts and pull from them in Google, which means Facebook is now being Facebook group posts from public groups are now being indexed in Google, which explains why Facebook would want us to switch to public. When you click on that, even if the group post didn't have a title, it generates one because that's where it came from, a Google search. I saw a Facebook ad for Jellycats, if you know, you know. And below the ad was AI generated questions I could ask about the
Yeah.
content in the ad.
Yeah.
So the bubble comes from it's everywhere, but it's not generating income. That's what the bubble is. So the housing market, everyone's selling houses, but where's the money?
Yeah.
So whether it's in a bubble or not, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. I
It's
don't
also
think it's
specifically in
going.
Loudoun County because 70% of the internet has always gone through Loudoun County. And now these data centers, I went to the Walmart in Leesburg,
Yeah.
scenic look onto a data center or five.
I know. It actually mostly goes through a place that I used to live called Ashburn, and they've renamed it. The people of Ashburn have renamed it to Databurn because there are so many data centers in there.
It is peculiar. I don't think you guys truly understand how weird it is to drive through Loudoun County, which is specifically where Ashburn is, and Leesburg, with seeing these data centers. Um,
It'll be like $1 million house with the backdrop of a data center.
well, Ashley was our older sister on Saturday was saying that, the movie Aaron Brockovich is Julia Roberts. I think it's based on a true story of this town where the runoff from some chemical plant poisoned a lot of the people, right? Okay.
Okay.
This same woman, Erin Brockovich, who's a real person, says data centers will be that to this generation with
In
the pollution that it creates. Who knows, right?
the
So
pollu I saw in the news. I know you're like the twins are dogging on data or on AI. I know we use it, so I can't be dogging on it. The humming sound coming from the buildings
do
will
you see
drive
that guy on his
people
porch? And I think he was in Loudoun County and he
insane.
was reading. It was loud. It was really
Yeah.
loud. I even said to myself, like, what if I looked outside and they built a data center here in West Virginia, which is
Yeah, you'd
apparently West
be.
Virginia is the next wild frontier for data centers.
Yes.
Whole
I'm surprised
anti.
that it didn't go to West Virginia first with how much land you guys have.
I think there's some tax incentives in it.
But to build it next to a residential neighborhood is weird
They
to
seem
me.
exclusively find an apartment complex, put a data center.
Chick-fil-A, we need to find bad parking on a major road. Data centers,
Trader
Chick-fil-A.
Joe's, Trader Joe's, build the Trader Joe's in the parking lot of the data center with 12 parking spots. Yeah, so if you guys ever come to Virginia, definitely swing through Loudoun County. You'll see how peculiar it looks. It's very, very weird.
It's odd. They're actually knocking down giant office space buildings.
Mm.
Granted, they've been for lease for quite some time. They're knocking them down just to build data centers in the spaces.
I said, of course, if the AI bubble is legitimate and these data centers ever, we'll have a million jump houses.
Yeah. Oh,
Because that's always whenever any big building,
indoor
you're
jump
like,
park.
"Oh, we got a jump park coming in." Um,
Spirit Halloween will hate to see a data center going.
we'll have massive buildings. But it's which is funny. These data centers are so big. We have one convention center in
Left.
Loudoun, yeah, Dallas. It closed down and became an IKEA. Like, can't we make the IKEA in the data center? Anyways, back to the topic. So my point number one, because I don't want to just rag on AI. It's here. It should be a tool. I don't think it should replace a pilot, right? Why royal icing sugar cookie bakers get the brunt of this AI inspo photo? Because this is AI inspo 101. And it's because it's one thing for the AI to generate a drop cookie recipe. It's another thing
Yeah.
for it to generate an image that your client sends you and it's perfect.
Yes. Yeah. I will say I've gotten a few AI inspos and it's become more and more common because AI has become more and more common.
You do a
So
very interesting thing with it, though. You actually use it in marketing, and I'm going to bring that up in point four, how we can use it for us. But just my teaser is Corey will take the AI inspo photo, communicate with the client, which we're going to talk about in a second, but then she'll actually use it in terms of marketing. Like, this is the AI photo I was sent, and here's what I was able to create. And we actually did this as a collab.
we did.
What
We
was it
did. It
called?
was a great one. AI cookie collab.
Oh yeah, and then we had AI did chat specifically, chat goalpost GPT
Grade Point
specifically
Tavern.
point average
Yeah.
generate a bunny that was too perfect with too many details, and then we recreated within the best of our ability, which is the important is because you're going to recreate it yourself. But that first one is AI in its effort to be perfect discounts the imperfections of royal icing. We have, even your best day, you're going to have a natural slight cratering in a puffy cookie, right?
Not one cookie I've ever baked has been perfectly levelly flat.
Right. Then you have just the photography of it has that cast. I don't know how to call it. I don't even know what to call it. One day we'll have the terminology for when you're able to spot AI but not explain why. Somebody called it in a thread in the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, Uncanny Valley, and that's probably the best way to describe it. Uncanny Valley is when typically described as when a celebrity has plastic surgery and they look good, but for some reason they look off and you don't know what to say. It's called Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, like you stare at them and you're like, did they get their nose job done?
Something is not natural, and I cannot tell you what it is.
Yes. And that's where you feel uneasy. You're
Yes.
like, huh. But you can't put a thumb
I
on it.
can't
That's
even
what it
describe it
is.
in words. Like, I'd be like, this is AI, and dad would be like, why? And I'd be like, can't you just feel it?
Yeah.
Feel it. So, the thing about royal icing, and it's different from drop cookies, is that the royal icing generated by AI is so perfect. And it is a specific style that to recreate it is pretty difficult. Now, I know you did pretty good with your AI generated. It's so funny. This week, Corey sent me, someone took a piped cookie from someone else and printed it. Oh, it was like a piped cookie. It was a piped cookie from AI, and they printed it onto the cookie.
Someone
Like,
took an image of a cookie and printed it onto a cookie. So it was like cookieception. Like it
yeah.
was two cookies in one.
And I see a lot of people using AI generated images to print on the cookie, and they're just cutting out the whole expectation thing because it's exactly what the client sent you, minus the piped details, because it's just a
Yeah.
print. And
Yeah.
that's a whole business model that could actually work for somebody. So I'm not even ragging on that. But you have the people who are like, it's removing the art. I think it's removing the art and replacing it with strategy. Yeah, it for sure it requires less talent to print something than it does to pipe something. And I know.
What let me tell you, the people who appreciate hand piped, no AI, no Eddie printers, no big blue printers are still out there. I once had a client and she ordered very much last minute for 2 dozen soccer ball cookies. Okay, so I said to get these done in time, I'm going to have to print them. So I printed them and then I piped the kid's name on the top. She's like, "Wow, I really don't like prints, so never do that again."
She
So
said
there's
that, yeah.
yeah, there's
Well,
people out
don't be
there.
late. Don't order late,
Yeah,
sweetheart.
yeah, you know what? She's never been late since.
Great. So yeah, we have the clients who appreciate, and to me, I'd be the client. I'd probably go as far as I like the blend of the two. Give me a printed texture pipe on top of it.
Heather
Body.
likes a printed background with a piped detail.
I think it's the like the ninja move. Like I can do not only can I do easy, I can do easy hard blended together to create unique. Like wow, you're taking all the tools and mixing them together, and it's
Yeah.
truly untouchable and creates a really unique product. The problem with the AI generated inspo is when the client expects that to be reality, especially if it's not something you can directly recreate. I know we can get close, possibly. Sometimes we get in the same ball field, but sometimes we're playing two different sports when that generated image and what you can produce are too far off.
Yes. Yeah. Um, Here's the thing. We can't be mad at our clients for sharing AI inspiration with us. It's being shoved down everybody's throats. Literally, when you log onto the internet, if you even search something, the first thing that pops up is what AI pulls from random websites. And below that now is like the maps and people's websites. So if AI is always being shoved down people's throats, they're eventually going to be like, okay, let me plug what I'm looking for into AI and send it to an actual baker. When we get offended at these people, that's when they're like, but it wasn't my fault. It's been shoved down my throat. Just like it's being shoved down your throat, you have to think they're also in your shoes. They don't know. They have no idea. It's up to us bakers to explain what we can and what we cannot do.
Now, let me ask you, and this is my point too. Would you educate your clients on how to spot AI generated images on Pinterest?
If they I won't like take a stand on my social media and be like, this is how you can. If you order from me and your inspiration photo happens to include something that's AI, I'll take the moment to educate you on like, hey, you see how these details are so perfect. It's not something I can do. Here's a look at a set that I did with similar, and that's probably more what you're looking for as
I
an
mean,
end
my
product.
point three, and you're going to stick the landing because that's exactly what it's about. Back to point two. Now I'm starting to see, and back to that example where you're seeing fewer AI generated image, but that means they're getting better.
Yeah.
It's starting to fool bakers. And I see it in the groups that really have like less admin oversight. Is somebody's like, how do I recreate this? And people are like, you dummy, it's AI. And it's just
Yes.
like a million comments like, this is AI, this is AI. And then one person's like, but here's what I would do to recreate this, right? So
Yeah.
here's the things I would look for to tell for the bakers who are like, I'm struggling between seeing if it's reality or if it's AI. Some of us can see it. I also think there's I actually believe my own personal take that if your eyesight is going bad, it's easier to fall for AI.
I think because you miss the nuance
That
that it can
subtle,
have.
subtle, whatever that uncanny valley is.
Yes. Yeah.
One, incredibly smooth flooding. Now, Corey and I, it was Liz Viz. She uses only AI generated images now for her cutter shop, but it's getting pretty good at creating imperfections.
It's creating pipeable imperfections that would
Uh-huh.
be something that I would mess up on my own cookies. Like
I
not mess
know.
up, but like you could tell like I'd pick up my piping bag in that same instance that is generating those cookies.
I find to kind of tell, look at the edges where the light, and speaking of photography, would naturally, maybe because there has to be imperfections. We're not perfect. The cookies are not a perfect canvas.
Yes.
You would see a bend in the light where the
I
light
will
hits the
say the
cookie.
shadows of a
Yes.
real cookie versus an AI cookie are vastly different. Like when we're piping on 5 layers on a cookie to make it like the shadow is pretty big because we have 5 layers deep, but AI just does a subtle same shadow no matter if the cookie is 5 layers deep or just a single layer deep.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Canva's new feature called Magic Layers. And Corey and I were talking, or I was demonstrating it for her this morning. And Corey's like, wow, that's fascinating, except for it can't handle the shadows. Like the
Yeah.
shadows right now are the tell. But one thing I've kind of noticed, so I'm editing the cookie class kit, the summer rain class kit, right? So I'm zooming in so close to this image. You guys have no concept of how close I am to Corey's backdrop. There's crumbs everywhere when you get that
Hey.
close to it. AI
Hey.
wouldn't put a crumb there.
Yeah.
It's almost too perfect. Another one is gradients that a wet on wet couldn't do. Those textures, a lot of times when you get AI to generate like a image of a beach, it will have a texture that's impossible to create with royal icing and almost too
Yeah.
sandy, if I'm saying.
Yeah. It looks like real sand.
Detailers that are finer than the finest marker tip you could find.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we know like we have tweets out there, rainbow dust are and drip color are the finest tips out there. And they're even like a little thicker than like a pencil tip that's recently been sharpened.
Back to my murder podcast, the forensic handwriting people, there's
Yeah.
pressure points that we naturally apply when we're writing with a writing utensil that AI would make uniform, but it
Well,
would
here's the thing. If you're ever piping a D, you go up and down. If it's cursive, you would have a double layer on the upstroke and the downstroke if it shares the same thing. And that's what AI takes out. And
uh-huh.
unfortunately, as bakers, we know it's almost impossible to get that same look
You would
when you're
have those
doing a
two
cursive
lines.
letter. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be really hard to get rid of that. And I always find like the biggest tell for AI generated is lettering, whether piped or handwritten. It's just a shade too perfect.
The baker that I've met that can do the most perfect of handwriting, and I'm not quite sure how she does it with a single line, is Tanya Clowers with South Street Cookies. And I'm like, is that real? No, it's real. I've seen her hand pipe it. Outside of that, I mean, if I'm doing pressure piping, you're gonna see a clump
I have going pressure
in
vibes.
the word.
The thing about Tanya is she'll post that and people are like, is this AI generated? Because it's almost like too good. It's
But
funny, like
she's so
almost
good. Whatever the consistency, she's nailed it. Have I nailed it over all these years? I have not.
Another tip is colors that don't necessarily add up. Too many colors. Something where you know a baker would never take on a project with that many colors unless they were doing it for content.
Yeah, yeah.
Like a set, a dozen, right?
Oh, when like every like there's 50,000 cookies and every
Yeah,
cookie has a
it
different
would be like
color.
you're in the kitchen. The cookies are stale by the time you're done with them because you've been working on them for so long.
Yeah.
And then just perfect uniformity. Like I said, Corey has crumbs. There was
Here's the
something where
thing,
Pam was
my
hurting.
dough spreads, unless you have like dough spreads, and you'll see a different in size. Like a circle cookie is never a perfect circle, but AI will take what's not perfect and make it perfect. And that's like, oh my goodness, that's a perfect circle with no icing. Like when you go around a circle with a piping bag and you can join those last two, there's usually a little clump of icing there.
Yeah.
And that's usually the seam. And I could say they started and ended there. AI will
Uh-huh.
remove that.
Yeah.
And then
So
you'll have like perfect writing where there's no up and down.
I
I'm like, oh
know.
my goodness,
It's
I'm
hard to
horrible.
see. It's hard to see, but once you start to perceive it, if you went through this list, another one is, and I agree with this one, is lighting and reflection, not just necessarily inconsistencies, it's almost too consistent. Like in Corey's photos, I can be like, okay, we have, you sent me the summer photos, right? And I
Yeah.
had to go back in and lighten the lower half of the image because I could tell the sun was on the front
Yes.
side of
You
the
are
image. So I'm
correct.
evening it out, right? But AI wouldn't have the necessity to even it out because the white at the top, the white of the backdrop would match the white at the bottom, which tells me it was artificially lit.
Yeah. What
Corey's,
I see a lot of bakers doing versus what they used to do, a lot of bakers would use a background erase. Now, background erase has been out for quite a few years and gotten more popular over the last two, where maybe you take a picture and it's kind of dark in your house. It'll erase the background, which is maybe your dark kitchen countertop, and put it on something a little bit lighter. The problem with that, though, is the lighting's different on top of the cookies versus the back of the cookies.
Mm.
But your cookies are true to life. It's literally what you baked. Now I see when you run a photo through AI generation to delete the background, it's also fixing the imperfections on the top of the
That's
cookies. So
that's the
it's
biggest argument I see in the unmanaged group is what AI comes in touch and where is the line in the sand of what people just deem as a moral edit and an immoral edit, an unethical edit, because they're like, it didn't change the cookies, but someone's like, but it changed the lighting, but Lightroom's changing the lighting. And frankly,
it's
where you take the time of day changes the lighting and your
it's
post
so
process.
funny because bakers be like, you're not allowed to do that, but I only use it up to this point, and after that point, you're wrong. But
I think we
like,
did a podcast on absolutes, never say never, because you'll have to walk it back or
you'll
it can
have
tell between
to
your legs.
because you're like, well,
Yeah.
I did make this graduation got away from me and I had a 2025 grad cap hat and I really needed to say
Yeah.
2026 because I
I
ran out of
did the
time.
work, but it's, yeah, I always
But
said
outside of that, if I didn't run out of time, I wouldn't have used it.
I would have
So
ran this
you
without
use
that. There's always the whole people. Eddie's removing the art out of it, but I did have to buy an Eddie because it was a really complex look, and it's actually harder than you think it is. Like, okay,
it.
you can walk it back. You can just say, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that." So that's what my point one is. It is affecting sugar cookie bakers in the terms of your client sending you this. But my point two is sugar cookie bakers. Here's how to see what is AI generated, and it's a vibe that's hard to explain. But those are my 8 tips.
To spot it. But as people upload their stuff more and more to AI is getting smarter and smarter because we're saying, well, I didn't like what you did with that graduation cap.
Yeah.
Can you change it to this? So you're actually educating AI to be better at it. So it's going to be harder to spot it
Which
as
makes it a
people
better
coach it.
tool, but it also
Yeah.
makes it, and Corey and I said, I do not believe the future will be a bunch of bakers posting AI content. I believe it'll be a bunch of bakers using AI to create good content as an
It just,
inspirational
yeah.
tool.
What I do think, just like in days of old, literally yesterday before AI was launched, other people were stealing other bakers' photos and launching that. Now it'll just be bakers using AI versus bakers who don't. So
I'd seen
it,
in
that,
another group, someone was like, oh, I actually saw it on Reddit. Someone's like, this baker's using my photo. And then, they bullied the baker, and the baker said, well, I said it was just something I could do, but I'll take it down. But I was like, she's 2 clicks away from running that through AI, and nobody could touch it.
I know. So the arguments have always been out there. It's just been a different medium. But now
Mhm.
we're coming into this world where AI, it takes 2 clicks and maybe, hey, can you change what you just did there? And then you have a whole new recreated photo. So now
Imagine that, hey girly, I don't think this isn't my photo, but I can tell you used it to inspire
as
AI to generate a new
inspiration.
photo.
Yeah. So you can't be the AI police and a full-time cookie decorator. You gotta have to choose one or the other.
Yeah. So back to kind of business. You could, like Corey said, you could be the AI police, and then you're not focusing on your business. And this is a business and a marketing podcast, and we're here to help you make more money. If you want to spend it policing other bakers, listen, they don't care. That's why they generated the image in the first place. You'll spin your wheels and get blocked from every page.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't focus on them. Let them do theirs. I think the differentiator is what it comes shakes down to is the audience will start to perceive what was you, and the audience will start to perceive that baker who relied solely on AI. That trust factor cannot permeate the AI generated image, the
Well,
AI generated copy.
Heather did turn off the comment section of this post, and this was maybe a month or so ago, but it was an interesting read. I ended up watching the news article, reading the article, but it was a baker who portrayed that they could make a cookie set look a certain way, take people's money, but then she would never bake the cookies. So it's like she didn't even turn
The
out.
national news.
Yeah, it was crazy. So she was taking the money. The police got involved and she was
Fraud.
ordered to repay the money to these people. So
And her name is everywhere. Her real name, her
yes.
full
Yeah.
government issued name is everywhere. Now, when you search her bakery, you're going to get fraudulent, stealing, theft. Okay, fly by night. Maybe she closes down the business, but
Sure.
it doesn't matter. Every job she applies for. So the bill does come due eventually.
Yeah.
You can, for the whole thing, the same thing with the ethics of how are people able to make Disney cookies and skirt the copyright rule? They're not.
Yeah.
They're taking the risk.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that and this, that, and the other. But in terms of business, this can be a great tool for you. And we're going to talk about the ways that it can be a tool, but I want to talk about talking to your clients about the AI inspo photo they just sent you. And Corey just absolutely knocked it out of the park. But my step one is validate the image. Do not say, you always have that desire to be like, this is AI, you dummy.
Yeah.
Are you an idiot? So I'll see a lot of bakers, and they do this, and I'm going to call it self-righteous virtue signaling on their pages. AI is desecrating the business, and if you use AI, and then they get all these likes, but all the likes are from bakers, right? And
Yeah.
now your client is scared to send you an AI generated image for fear you're going to lambast them in DMs, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
You're
what
gonna
we
make them the next viral post on your page.
yeah, it's always when the teacher walks past your desk at school. Hey, guys, if you're not going to do well in this test, please just
If
turn
you're
it.
not gonna read the instructions.
So yeah, you have that desire to kind of post like AI is ruining. I would not suggest ever doing that. Now, what Corey's done, and I thought it was a great take on this, is she's taken the images that were AI generated from her clients, and some of the clients are like, "Yeah, I generated this for you," and that's how the tool. And we'll talk about that tool in a second. She's made that as content. She said, "Here's what I was sent, and here's what I was able to create. Here's what I was sent. Here's," and it's actually an inspiring thing. So your client is not afraid of accidentally sending you an AI generated image, but you're able to also set their expectations on what you're capable of.
Yeah, because expectations are huge. What I want as a bakery business is to make money. If you are bringing me an AI generated image and want to pay me the money, I want to translate that into cash into my pocket. So, what I don't want to do is scare you away and be like, how dare you?
Uh-huh.
I'm an artist and you would send me AI generated crap. I can't believe you. Okay, I will lose them as a potential client. What I can do is reset their expectations. I had someone who sent me Easter, there were chicks in eggs, basically. From afar, I was like, oh, that image is super cute. When you zoomed in, birds were missing eyeballs, beaks were on butts. I was like,
I found a subreddit. It's called "Is This AI?" and it's funny. The tells now is always the background is the giveaway. Like AI knows that the focal point needs to be perfect, but it's like,
yeah,
yeah, give this person 3 arms. Who
yeah,
cares?
3 arms and 22
Yeah.
fingers. Like,
So what we want to do is validate, don't correct. And when I ever go to a business, AI excluded, and I get shamed, it makes me not want to go. I had to drop off that old car, 31 years old. I know
yeah,
it's covered in rust. I know because I drove it through a snowstorm with salt on the road. And I know that it is 31 years old. It's leaving rust spots on the driveway. Okay. I told the mechanic, listen, I know it's rusting. I don't need to be told. I don't want to be shamed. I know I drove it through the salt puddle. It was me. It was I. To shame your clients in an effort to educate is still not the correct answer.
yeah,
Validate. Oh, this is a great thing. It's actually, from what I can tell, AI generated. So what we're going to do is name the gap, say, hey, I love this. This is so
yeah.
great. It's so cute. it's AI generated. Here's how I can tell. And here's how I'm able to help this translate to a set.
Yeah, and
Positive. You see, everything there is a positive thing.
yeah, I can say what I say because I've gotten more now that, the time is gone. I even got one for July 4th. So I'd be like, hey, yeah, I love these images. Some of these ones are AI generated. So while I can't like recreate them perfect because the details are so crazy, what I can do is use it as inspiration on sets. Here's another 4th of July set I've done in the past. It'll look similar to this. And typically my clients are like, oh, I trust you. I was just trying to give you some things to go
Okay.
off. I appreciate you giving me something to go off of because I am not the person who wants to go off of nothing. I need something to go off of. But if I can positively direct you, you're going to have a better experience. And then in the one, I love when I direct someone positively about AI and then they come and make another order because then I don't have to do the
The
positive
education
education again. You
all.
already know.
Yeah, so Corey's script that she gave you right there is like, oh my goodness, I love this. This is so cute. It seems AI generated, but here's some other design. Marrying it back to sets you've already done is the key here. If you
Even
miss this
before
step,
AI, if someone
yeah,
asked for a set that was maybe outside of your comfort zone, but you could get pretty close to it, you would reset their expectations. I had someone who wanted these poppy cookies, and there is I want to say it's a floral class for maybe either cookies, or the Miller's Wife, and it's these 3D poppy cookies where it looks like it's coming off the page. I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. That's amazing. I can't redo that. And they're like, no, no, let me send you some other poppy cookies that you can do. And we were able to solve it. There was still the expectation I had to rearrange to make the orders because if I couldn't meet her expectations, she was going to be mad anyways. Same with the AI conversation.
so yeah, this concept is not new. If you are incapable of producing it, whether AI or a baker that's been in the game longer than you or a baker with a skill set you don't currently possess, resetting expectations before money exchanges hands is the most valuable part of this sales process. Go
Can I
ahead,
add one thing? What
please.
we don't want to do is to take on the order, not set the expectations at the front, create the cookies, fall short from the inspiration, and then explain it after the fact. Like,
When the
hey,
client says, hey, this isn't what I expected.
and we're like, hey, well, what you sent was AI generated, and that can't just be what we want to do is have that hard conversation at the beginning because if they want perfection and we can't offer it, we're not the baker for them.
And
What
please
we
know,
don't
we
want
were
to
never going
do
to be perfect.
yeah, what we don't want to do is take their cash, have the party tomorrow, and tell them the day before pickup, here's what your order looks like. And they're like, this is not what I sent you as inspiration.
I'm going to be bold here. I'm going to be bold here. Curl up your toes, tuck them under your chair because I'm stepping on them.
Okay,
If
my
you
bad.
took an order and you did not set the expectations that you could not recreate it, the client deserves a full refund.
Oh no,
Even if you're 80% there, if you told them you could and you missed the mark and they're upset, and a note, I wouldn't write this in the group because people couldn't handle it when they're in the trenches. Because
yeah,
by the time you get to the group, we've already have the clients said, I'm not happy. But you're like, but I spent the money, I spent the time. This is the best I could do. It's not bad. It's pretty close. All the comments will validate you. You are, in my take, incorrect. You did not reset the expectations within your wheelhouse. You set the client up for a disappointment.
yeah. So even if it's with AI, without AI, if the inspiration is not something that you can recreate and you did not set that expectation, now you have an angry customer on your hands and you might be out the money just because you didn't take the time to set the expectation beforehand.
Now, and I'm going to add a terms of service clause here, but I see a lot of bakers fall back to like, but it was in my terms of service, but you didn't bring it to light when you knew it wasn't something you could hit the mark on.
The problem with the terms of service, it is there, but the
Raise your
problem,
hand if you've read a terms of service a day in your life.
it ain't nobody
No. Like we said,
raising a hand right now.
it protects you when it needs to, but it's not a forethought. I'm not reading the terms of service for every software I download to be like, well, I barely read it for buying this house.
Yeah. What you need to do is, hey, FYI, I cannot see light purple. Hey, I see there's a lot of purple going on in this set. Just want to let you know, I can't necessarily see the color light purple. Here's the AmeriColor colors that I'm picking from beforehand. Just give me a thumbs up if that looks good to go. In my terms of service, it states that I'll get as close to the colors you need as possible. I am human though, and I will do my best to get close to those colors. Why people don't do that, bakers don't do that, is because they hate confrontation.
They don't want to lose this sale.
Yeah.
But let me tell you
Yes.
this, gaining the sale, taking their money, leaving an upset client to drag you for the rest of their known days on planet Earth, through every group threads, through every DM you don't know is going, through every other baker they recommend is going to cost you far more than potentially losing the sale by setting expectations up front.
Yeah. I will say in this time of social media, people dragging small businesses isn't as common as it used to be. And it's because they know that one, an admin might delete their post or something, but you don't know what people are saying in closed rooms about you. Definitely don't buy it. Like, oh, your kid's graduating. Oh, that's great. What are you going to do? We're going to have a party, ordering cake, custom. Don't buy from Exodus because she did not. We don't know those conversations. So you might be like, well, I've made some customers mad. I've never heard back. You may never seen it online, but no one's coming to ring your doorbell like, oh, Pam just said this about you yesterday.
I went to a car show this Saturday hosted by the company. If you listen to all 266 episodes, a couple years ago, I took my car to a shop and they did me dirty. I went to their car show this weekend. I was talking
Oh,
to
you supported them. That's so funny.
I was talking to somebody and he was like, "Why are you here?" I said, "I'm infiltrating from the inside. I'll spread rumors from the ground floor." So
We,
here's my
if
final
you
tip.
if
Go
you've
ahead.
listened to the 266 episodes, we have talked about a client of ours, a marketing client that had a lady who made it a life mission. And I've never seen like this, how she went out of her way to unrecommend somebody. So she never recommended the company she ended up using after she didn't like this construction company, but she went out of her way to unrecommend them in every single group on
We
Facebook.
created profiles for them to unrecommend them.
Yeah.
We should write a book called Client Scorned. My final thing is I would add this. If the client sends you an AI generated image, I would add this not just to your clickable terms and service that lives on another website. I would add it to their order quote. If you're using QuickBooks or FreshBooks or something, you can
Yeah.
add those little disclaimers. Something like final design is based on the baker's quoted concept. Online inspiration images may include AI generated finishes that can't be reproduced by hand. Something that when the client sends that AI generated image, we have a new set of standard operating procedure that makes sure everyone, and you're going to immediately bring that up, say, hey, this is AI generated. Love it. Thank you so much. Here's what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah.
And here's some other examples. Does this fit for you? Great. Awesome. And then on that quote, we're going to constantly bring in that disclaimer that the AI generated image cannot be perfectly reproduced, but it's used as great inspiration.
Yeah. Recently, as AI has become more and more leaned on by both bakers and public alike, I saw a baker post that this potential customer had sent an entire AI generated image. It was 6 cookies. They looked perfection for sure. And on the side was, and I'm looking for colors, sage green, laurel from the Highland cows of,
My red flags are waving.
super specific written. And it would be overwhelming to receive that as a baker because it was like the clouds, fog, color, but not too white, yellow as the sunset, something like that. That would be overwhelming, but they just plugged something into AI. AI spit something out in probably 2 seconds, and they sent it to a bunch of bakers to see what bakers would quote. Like they're looking for a price, honestly.
Uh-huh.
That would be overwhelming to receive that because you're like, whoa, they're so specific. No, AI was specific,
Uh-huh.
and they just alt click saved as sent to a bunch of bakers.
The client used AI to interpret, now use the baker to interpret it back to human form, right?
Yeah.
So run it back through your own personal brain here and be like, what I'm getting from you, what I'm hearing, here's what we can come up with this, say this. And if the client's like, no, I want it to look identical, then you know it's not your client.
Yeah, it's not your client. That no one's her client. AI would be her client. So you
And
could reset the expectations. If I ended up looking at the cookies individually, they were attainable. Granted, they had perfect lines, but if you could be like, hey, these were AI generated, and I'm gonna have a little lump where the line joins, that's something that you could say. And then showcase your past sets that you've done recently. Like, here's what you can expect with this. Here's what lettering looks like when it comes to that. It is a little overwhelming to receive an AI image that's done up to the hilt and like there's like the perfect gold, painted gold, arch nemesis of mine, if you did not know.
because
So
why? A
I
lot of
would,
reflections, light
yeah,
reflections.
a lot of reflection, sometimes not, sometimes patchy. Like that's my issue.
It's
So
true too.
setting those expectations, and they might be like, you know what, I was looking for the perfect set. Hey, great. I'm so sorry I couldn't be the baker for you. Appreciate you giving me the opportunity to quote you, learn more about you.
Hmm. Um, This is an admonishment for a very specific subset of bakers. When you use AI to judge your photos and your cookies, you are creating an unrealistic expectation for your clients now. Essentially, you have become the AI generated inspo photo. So when you say to your clients, here's what I'm capable of, but AI has already brushed it up, you're setting yourself up for a bit of an expectation issue when they come for pickup. Now, if
The
you're priced real low, well, you know,
Yeah. Well, even I
it's
even
a
want to say
risky
when you're
click.
priced lower, people still have these super high expectations because now you're the highest end of someone's low budget.
Uh-huh. What you
That's
always say is
also an issue.
the problem client is like, I'm stretching every dollar here. I need this
Yeah.
to be perfect.
I sometimes like when there's a little bit of issue with my cookies. And that's hard to say because as bakers and artists, we're perfectionists. But when I can say, like, the D in this one is a little bit bigger than the D in the other cookie, or this one shaped a little bit different than this one shaped, or you can see where my icing separated just a tinge in this one, that shows the imperfections that I truly can attain every single time.
Corey
If
and I
it's
were saying,
perfect,
like,
yeah,
AI generated copy specifically. It's a harder tell because it's not a visual, but
yeah.
Corey and I were like, it'd be almost behoove us at this point to include one typo, which don't worry about them. I was already including them. But
Yeah,
to
yeah.
have a typo or to have a missing comma or to have a missing piece of punctuation
Run
or
on sentence.
something, a pronoun that's not
Two, two,
capitalized.
two.
Yeah,
Use the
yeah.
wrong one.
That would almost add back the authenticity because yeah, I could never until it does, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
until then, now it doesn't. So my point four. So we know what I'm trying to not to rag on AI. There's plenty of stuff to rag on it, but there's also it is a tool, and a lot of us. And I know you guys are like, I don't use it. Yes, you are. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's coming through my car speaker at this point. You can't disagree.
I
And
know. I
you're
I was
using
even
it.
on a walk and I said, Siri, I don't want it to Siri. When does the sun set today? 8:37. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
So we're using it. It's a great tool. It's allowing us to speak to the internet conversationally. And before I don't use it. Yeah, yeah, buddy. Even when
If you have
everything you're doing.
any Alexa or Google Homes in your house, look, it just heard me
Shit.
whisper that. That is what it is. It is
Mhm.
also the same thing. So yeah, well, I would never use it for my cookie business. Okay, so you created a weird line for yourself. The problem is there's no test at the end of this. So there's no
Yeah,
like,
borrow this phrase. I am open to using it for my cookie business when I can see that with my own brain functioning, it increases my output. There you go. Why don't you use
yeah.
that phrase? That's it means you're never saying never, but you're not saying you always do either. You're saying I'm open to options if it can increase my workflow without degrading my personal.
Here's the thing. I think the bakers are fine with that. They're not fine with the baker next door using it one tick beyond what they're using it because their competition maybe was able to get a flyer done a little
Question. That
faster.
it's you got to see it the exact same way as a baker that was undercharging. Market will self-correct. I was
Yeah.
going to buy from a shop, specifically a Jellycat shop that's from the ad I referenced earlier, and every poster on their social media was AI generated. The price also of the Jellycat was too good, so I knew there was a red flag there.
Yeah.
Also, there was an angry react on every single flyer they posted, which is somebody who got ripped off and they're angry about it. So
Yeah.
gonna happen the same way as that baker that's undercharging and working it. And I'm so mad. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about that. The market self corrects. What happens when the baker is using AI generated images and can't produce them? They'll get the bad reviews. They'll stop getting recommended. People will behind the scenes say, "Hey, don't use them. I tried it. Didn't go well."
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they'll find a target demographic who is like, they're a lot cheaper because half of their marketing or all of their marketing is AI generated. And I'm happy with a cheaper subpar product that fits for me. That's the economies of scale of that gas station in Burke. It's not,
Yeah.
it's a disgusting gas station. It's cheaper than everyone else. It always has a line. But the guy that works there is really sad. And there's, there's a lot of car
And
accidents.
he's on the verge of burnout. That's
Yeah.
how the
So
market corrects because you can be using AI 100% to make all your pre-sale samples. People are going to buy because maybe they don't know, their eyesight's going bad. Heather hasn't diagnosed them with their cataracts yet. And
uh,
they're going to buy from there, but they're priced lower. The thing doesn't look exactly like it does because it's impossible to pipe that. It's going to work out. It's a long con workout. It's not going to be shuttered overnight, where but it's going to be that a customer shows up, they don't like it. They dispute the charge, through their credit card.
they drag you in a public group, which we'll get into
Yeah.
the gossip column in a second. What I'm going to say though is you'll see a lot of bakers wake up from their yearly slumber for December cookie
Yeah.
money era, right? They'll wake up and they'll be like, I'll just get AI generated. Don't drive yourself crazy caring about it. Put your peaky blinders on. There's a podcast on putting your blinders on and just
Yeah.
focus on what you're doing. What you're doing is working. That's why you're still in, it's still working. We have the seasonal bakers who come and go. Don't worry. As fast as they come is as fast as they'll go because it is a lot of work to build a sustainable, authentic, long-term business. And AI can be used and should be, bold take, should be used as a tool, but it cannot replace the human element. And Corey and I were talking, one of the biggest ways that AI cannot replace you is through video.
It can't. It cannot right at this point. I was actually, there was so funny that you bring that up. I was on TikTok as one does, and this gorgeous lady was on there doing like a little TikTok dance. And I could spot right away that it was an AI generated lady, but she did look slightly real. But when she opened her mouth, her teeth moved in a way unnatural to teeth
Uncanny
move.
Valley.
So I went to her account. Guess how many followers this AI account had?
Tons.
177,000 followers. The comments, you're so beautiful. Drop your makeup routine. A makeup routine?
Yeah,
It's an AI
I
prompt.
saw this one and this girl and she looked just sad and she was overweight and her skin and she had under eye bags and the caption was before you get rid of him and then the music got and it was like
Yes.
after she got divorced and the girl had lost all the weight. She looked so great. And I was like, wow. Wow, go girl. I clicked on the comment section and it's people are like, this is so frustrating. You can't see this is AI. And I was like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I didn't see it. Click to the profile. It's selling a fitness course. It only was started a couple weeks ago and had generated all these followers from this content. Imagine you buy the course and you're unhappy with it. It is so frustrating.
Yeah.
It will correct itself.
The thing is people buy from those they know, like, and trust. So your little quirks, your my forehead wrinkles that form here when it's a hard set, my quirky voice, that's what makes me different. I'm imperfect. AI likes perfection. So AI would not be able to recreate me because it would need to fix a lot of things.
Do you know what AI doesn't like? Flyaway hairs. So
It does not like
this
them.
is part of the branding. Look at it. Look at an AI
You don't
generated
get
hair.
these for free, friend. These
This
are
this
hand
this
broken.
breakage was from sleeping real hard
And
after a hard.
broken. There's no silk pillowcase around. But that's what makes you different than AI. So you are Heather is correct. As we get to the Super Bowl season and bakers who don't bake all the time and they just open up their bakeries for December, you are going to see an onslaught of AI generated images and then saying, I have DIY kits. DIY kits really hard for even me to spot when it comes to AI because it's just a bag of icing and they're going to get sales. What you don't want to do is close down your business because someone made one or two sales in December because
They
it's
don't, yeah.
discouraging.
They're making spending money. They're not making business money.
But for
You
you
know,
to take the opportunity to have a thriving business from your own self because you're frustrated with other you are the secret sauce of your business. So if you see someone using AI generated content, inject yourself into your business in some form or fashion. You decorating a cookie kit, you voiceovering a cookie
you
kit
see what Corey just
packaging
said?
video.
She said video. She just, that's the differentiator. Here's going to be a
Unfortunately, even though
challenge.
we said that we found two accounts that were hard to spot with video.
But I went through that. One, you couldn't have lost that much weight in the 50
2
days.
days.
Yeah, it was some ridiculous amount. Okay. But here I'm going to challenge bakers. I'm going to challenge you. Don't fall prey to this. It means you're in the wrong headspace. When another competitor posts that AI generated image, do not take to the comment section and look like a petty little baker and say this is AI generated. It's not a good look. It's not accomplishing what you think. You may have some people like it. It's just not the branding of the positive, long-term, happy bakery brand that we want to create. But you're
The
like, but it's not fair. It's not
Yeah.
fair. But that's not your job either.
When I see people take to the comment sections, bakers take to the comment sections of someone else's post, I'm always like, oh, they're too far gone. You've now become in such a negative headspace where
Hmm.
you're like, I don't care. I'm going to out these people for their AI usage that I don't know if I can pull you back to the place that you were where you loved cookie decorating and you did it for the fun of the game because
Let
you
me
can
tell you
create
what, the
the
minute you
advantage.
call out another bag for using AI, I'm on your page finding out where you used it and I can find it.
I
And I will,
know,
yeah,
I
I will.
know,
That copy was not written by you because that list doesn't use the same emoji three times.
I know, I
Right.
know.
So anyway, like Corey said, you can either be a successful baker or you can be the AI police, but you can't be both.
I know. And I feel the frustration. I don't want anyone to be like, wow, the twin. No, I feel frustrated too. Like, I'm
Corey's
like,
sending me AI hate mail every day on Saturday.
not hate mail, just being like,
The
that
frustration.
looks like the real Eiffel Tower on a cookie.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I could never. So,
My
no, I understand the frustration, but I don't think AI is going away. I don't think, unless it goes to a paid model. And we've seen where
Oh, it's
Canva.
coming. The paid models are
Yeah.
coming.
Oh, I know. Where Canva is like, all right, guys, free, you're barely getting anything. And then people are like, I can't use Canva anymore because it's payment.
My Botox lady, she is super in AI, but she's so into it, she pays. I think she uses chat grade point average. And her front desk lady is like, I refuse to pay for it, but they'll ask it the same question and it'll give the paid lady so much better of an answer
Oh, that's
than
so
the free lady. Just something
funny.
their little test. So my point for is exactly what Corey's saying. It is a tool and it should be used as a tool. So it's okay to get, well, I think that's frustrating, but I'm also going to use it to beat out my competitors who are relying on it solely by using it to increase how I present myself. So you can use it to how, and I've seen this one. Client gives you a really, somebody had asked in the baking group, they wanted Sonic the Hedgehog. It was another superhero like Spider-Man and Jesus. This 3-year-old wanted these three things. And she's like, I don't know what to do. You can add, let's get to chat and say, generate an image, just a concept that you could base what you are going to start looking for these complex themes, you know?
Yeah, there's some themes out there. That's where my client ended up sending. The kid wanted cowboys and cactuses. That's not a common theme I've ever decorated before in my life. So because there was nothing for her to go on out there, she generated these images through AI because I was like, what does spaghetti on a boot look like? So she's like, here's a AI image. I understand it's AI, but I like the meatball. And I was like, I can include a meatball, on a boot.
Corey and I were trying to kind of retool what we wanted the class kits to look like for the rest of the year, right? And Corey's like, here's the clip art I found. I run it through AI to generate kind of the theme I want. Now, Heather, I want you to take this. I don't want to use that. I want you to take this and build something else from it. So at the beach, we brainstormed. She pulled up the AI generated image, and then we adapted it back to something that we thought bakers could not only create, but also teach.
Yeah, the AI image was cartoony, and what it did was allow me to tell Heather what my idea was so she could see what was in my brain. But I also didn't want that to be the end. But she was able to translate that back into a human drawing to create something that I did like.
It was funny because sometimes Corey will say something. I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand there's a little bit of a communication error here. And then just brainstorming. I was telling, oh, here's a great example. I wanted to write an article for the website because I wanted to optimize it for AEO, right? So I said to AI, generate me the title tags and 3 supporting H2 tags, but do not write the copy. I want to write that myself. Do give me some tips on what whatever language model would look for in my copy. Just give me the tips, but do not write it for me. So then I was able to kind of see its structure because it was like, here's what I would look for.
hmm
And I was able to adapt that as I write it as me.
I used it. I like these ideas of how you can use it in your business. I needed to do a dough making day. That's where I really need to stock my fridge because I need it there to pull from as I get the orders. I needed to make like 10 batches of dough to restock the fridge. That's how many batches I was down. I was able to type my recipe into AI and say, I'm getting ready to head into Giant, which is a grocery store up here. Tell me what I need. So it says you need 12 packs of 4 sticks of butter. And that was super helpful. And they were like, if they only have 5 pounds of flour, you need X amount. If they have a 10-pound bag, you only need X amount.
Right.
So I was able to make it so I wasn't in there, one, guessing or just overbuying stuff because I'd rather have more than less and run out while I was making it. So that was a great tool for me because, oh, that was a time saver. That was a lot of mathematics that I'm not good at.
My tip right now possibly is AI generated posters are not in their heyday. They're everywhere and people don't like them. What I would do is AI generated posters are really, really great at including necessary information. I find that when people, okay, car show world, a guy
Yeah.
in a group that's national will be like, here's a car show. And I'll look at the flyer and I'll be like, at no point do you mention the state. You know, like I'm sure the people who live near Hampton Roads would know that's Virginia, but the rest of
Yeah.
us are like, where would this be?
It'll be like a random road and there'll be like Green Springs. Where
Ooh,
is that?
by the Bath and Body Works, like, okay. But people who use AI generated images, I find that those posters do include, if not too much information, all the information I'd need to figure out where it is, play, show up or place the order, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What I would do in this current time is I would take that as inspiration and go back to Canva and remake it.
Yeah, yeah. And then it will be able to spot the thing like, oh yeah, not everyone knows where that Bath and Body Works was. Or, oh yeah, I forgot to put our handle. Or, oh, I missed the time. Like I've seen people like totally like didn't even put the time and date. And it's because we're doing a million things. So what AI can do is help you notice the things that you're missing, but it's not the end all be. It's not where we land, it's where we jump off at.
I see a big offender on flyers, specifically AI generated, is too much information. The flyer is supposed to be your title tag and your H1 tag and a few supporting sentences. What I find is AI is going to do exactly what you tell it to, and you say, hey, take my pricing sheet. It's adding a million disclaimers. The font gets too small to read.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
much information to try to shove, and it does a great job of kind of, parsing the information in an imbibable visual form, but it's too much information. Remember that back and forth with your email is part of the sales process. If it's all in the flyer that they can't read, then what have you truly
Yeah.
accomplished?
It was funny. I'm running out of my right here, running out of my cookie care cards. This is me asking you for
Okay, I
them
do remember you
again.
requested
Okay.
that.
So because I've asked Heather
Did I
now
make the
50
first one?
times, no, I had to buy them off.
Oh,
The lady went out of business from Etsy. So
okay.
now I'm desperate.
Well,
I've asked
did you
Heather,
give me one that you already have?
I sent you, this is where my story is.
Okay.
I've sent Heather, if you've ever worked with Heather, you know that you have to request it. The first 10 requests are just a warm
Just
up.
warming me up. Just letting me know that there's something that's needed from
There's
you.
something out there. Then you have to get creative. So like I'll send like
Nothing gets me fired up when Corey's like, I got AI to generate half of it. I'm like, oh, just taking my turn.
This is so funny. So I sent Heather like a screen. I sent her like me holding my last little cookie care card. I said, "This is my final one. Do you think you can get me some?" Okay, I still didn't get them.
I
While
don't
we're
remember
on,
getting that one. I remember getting the PDF that couldn't
that's
export
because you have
picture.
no. This is I've sent that. I've sent you like here's the coffee you would need. Nothing. So when we were at the beach trip on our way back, I put it into AI. Like, can you put this information on something that resembles my brand? The first little graphic it made was perfect, but it wasn't in a PDF format because I said, can I just forego Heather's existence altogether and make these myself? So I said to AI, I really like this. Can you turn this into a PDF? And it said, sure, yeah. PDF in 2 seconds. I click it. And my logo, it took, you see, here's my logo right here. All these dots were up here. They were just at the corner. And I said to AI, why would you do that? It was like, you know what? You're right.
Great.
Let
I
me
need to push back there.
then they moved all the dots to lower. And I said, just don't touch it. It could not handle that. So I do need Heather to
Can I get that in
please
writing?
make me a cookie care
um,
card.
AI apologizes like my two exes ago. Like, absolutely, I'll definitely change my behavior. It does the exact same behavior. Wait,
I'm,
why?
I'm glad you noticed that.
Apologize. So that's our hot take on AI generated inspo. Huge tool. Definitely don't discourage it. Don't virtue signal to your clients that they're dummies. It's actually a great tool to kind of see where their head's at. But
My,
use it.
can I
Use
say
it.
one thing?
You can if I can get a Diet Coke while you're saying the thing.
Sure, sure, sure. Our goal as business owners is to get close with our clients. So by getting close, I mean we're almost rubbing shoulders with them when they come to pick up their cookies instead of being like, "Hey, what's your name?" You're like, "Hey, how are the kids doing?" When you put AI in between you and your clients, you've now stepped back from your clients in that relationship by one whole foot back because instead of talking to them as you would talk, you've put response through AI and you've sent them copy and paste what AI said to you. Instead of reading your grammar issues or your little quips, your go-to words, when you put that into AI, you've stepped back from your clients because they're not getting to know you anymore. They're getting to know your AI usage. So instead of your imperfect cookies when they're always perfect because you put it into AI, you've stepped back from your clients. You've taken a step back in your business. And that's the number one thing that when I see my competition leaning heavily on AI, it doesn't keep me up at night because
Don't worry
while you're
about
stepping back, I'm stepping closer. So
Corey and
I'm,
I, exactly. I'm so sorry I got to interrupt you because you're just at a great point.
thank you.
Obviously, we run the cookie college, right? And
Yeah.
it's boots on the ground. Corey and I are tripping, forgetting icing bags, sweating through that, double booking a class. And then we're here to tell you about it. But when I see someone launch their competing cookie college and it's all AI generated, I'm like, Corey, like, don't even have to worry about it.
Because that's you're taking a step back. You've put technology, you put a whole computer, in between you and your clients. People want to know that you've forgot icing bags like me and Heather forgot icing bags. Your clients want to know that you're a human being that doesn't have an obsession with the sparkle emoji. The word fluff, if that's not how you talk, your clients aren't getting to know you when I can get to know my clients. So, the way that I speak in email, the way that I speak on a post, is the same way that I speak to them when they come to the door and I meet them in person. What I have done is stepped back in front of everyone who uses AI because now they know Corey. Corey happens to bake cookies. The other people happen to use AI. Do you see where there's a difference there in your marketing, in your conversation, in your branding? So I encourage you, instead of getting mad at other people for using AI, say, thank God they're using it because
Uh-huh.
I'm not.
One less person to compete with.
One less person. That's why when we do these collabs, and we're going to talk about the collabs that we do, when I see a local person participate in the sugar cookie marketing collabs, I'm like, oh gosh darn it. Gosh darn
They're
it.
boots on
They
the
get
ground. They're
it.
doing the thing.
They get it. When
Uh,
we do these collabs and my local competition doesn't participate, I feel a joy in my soul because I'm like I have one less thing to compete with because they're leaving money on the table.
uh-huh.
And I like that because I like picking that money off the table and putting it into me pocket.
I know. That's a great point. And it kind of alleviates the stress of that's not fair when you're like, that's evening the playing field and letting me get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's
Be
not a guy
selfish
that will
about it.
take your job. It is a person who knows how to use AI to incorporate in their job that will take
Yeah.
it.
Encourage those bakers to continue using AI instead of being like, that's an AI image. Say, I think you can do it better. I think they could make it even flatter.
I think AI can generate even more. That's what I would do. Okay, well, as we move on to the cookie college and these boot camps, I know you have a review. It's about a collab. Would you mind reading it for us?
Oh, go review the collab. So just tell them about the collab that we had on Friday.
You guys asked. We used to do collabs a lot, and then we stepped back from it and you begged. So we're back again. This year we've done
But
a collab.
we have done hardcore step back this year. We've done so many collabs this year.
We've done one a month, I know, because I have to do them. Of course, to bake them. But the cookie collabs are an interesting way. Now, is it the way you're going to get 1,000 comments on Instagram? No. Is it the way you're going to make $1 million? No. You're going to get a few more comments. Oh, look, if you guys are on YouTube, Corey is showing a massive uptick in her reach on
You see,
Instagram.
this gray line is my typical post reach. This was my Friday one.
So she's not only reached more bakers, her post has reached more of her following, which are the people, it's bakers, unfortunately, sometimes, but it's also the people who can give her money, which is the goal of that. So I know some people are frustrated. They're like, I didn't get a lot of comments. It wasn't necessarily, that's not the end goal. One, the big win is you're able to post content to your audience that's different from what you typically post. That's the
Yeah.
whole win. So even if you got 0 comments, you still did something different and broke through the algorithmic constriction.
Construction.
Like the constriction
Yeah.
of those
The
things. Like
hurdle, the
yes. On
herd.
top of that, you got comments from other bakers that allowed that constriction to alleviate to reach your followers. And then on top of that, you were able to experience a new content bucket type, right?
Yeah.
So I
A
never
great
want to see the
excuse to
sad
post.
faces or I didn't get as much reach as I thought. 7 comments, that's great.
Anything over the two I normally get, I'm screaming crying, throwing up.
Yeah, our collabs are always trying to incorporate both cookies and business and marketing. So this past one was our easiest one, and it was Meet the Baker. It's just introducing yourself. Corey, and I always say you'll get more engagement and reach if you actually do this. You're actually in the kitchen, right? You're not reusing content. So Corey
Yeah.
went, she recreated her logo. It wasn't required, but she did. And then we went to my mom's house and took a bunch of photos of her holding her logo cookie, and she was able to use that. And she said, I'm going to use that for the rest of the year, different types of those photos that we took, and introduce herself back to her clients. This is me. And then she did a cute little take on it. She did two truths and a lie, which is an engaging type of question. Which one of these things do you think is a lie? It was her five husbands, which I allegedly think she could actually be hiding three husbands from
You
me.
know what's so crazy? My husband, not on social media, said he has a fake account. And he said, it's so funny. I read about your five husbands today.
Oh, even if it reached Nate, we've reached the unreachable.
Yeah.
Also, wild to have a fake account and admit to it. I mean, I have one, but I don't admit to it. But oh yeah, so the people who get it get it. This is a way to again differentiate yourself from AI. We don't allow AI generated images
Yeah.
in these collabs. So the people who are participating, which I can actually bring up the numbers, we're at a 63% participation rate. We had 48 bakers total.
Can you bring up the past topics that we've done? Here's the thing. I want to talk about content buckets. We've talked about it ad nauseum. Content buckets are great, but the AI are the collabs that we do are a great excuse to post something you wouldn't normally post. That's why I enjoy them so much because I was never going to go out of my way and cookie an AI Easter bunny into a cookie that I made myself, but it was a great excuse to do it. And now I can use that in my marketing moving forward. When someone sends me an AI generated image, I can actually showcase, hey, this is a bunny that I've made that you can see the difference, the subtle differences, the nuances of what I can do and what I can't do. But the excuse to use these in your marketing pocket has been amazing. So we did meet the baker on Friday, which is always a heavy hitter. A lot of people showed up to that one. The one before, what was the one we did before?
I'll tell you right now, we did. I'm just going to read through these real quick and then
Okay,
can get
yeah.
back into this. Meet the Baker, Main Street May, Pipe a Park, AI Oh My, which is actually what we referenced this time. Love Reviews, Blind Baker. We also did Main Street last year. We always do Main Street. Cookie My Logo. We did we did a lot of meet. We did another Meet the Baker last year. Um, we did the blind
Pipe a pumpkin.
pumpkin. Yeah, yeah. Then we did just the pumpkin one, right? So Piper
Yeah.
Pumpkin Reels collab. And then I'm back into 2024 when a lot of people are teaching Facebook Lives. Cookie collab, snack a lantern. Oh, that's what we call it. It's
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah, that was fun.
Cookie collab, Sugar My State. That was a fun one.
Oh,
And
that was a fun one. I like that one.
we did cookie collab. Good night. We've been doing Meet the Baker every year ever
That
since.
one's always going to be a big one. And I encourage everyone to do that in their business regardless.
Now I'm all the way back to 2023, which is when we did a lot of these, but a lot of people were teaching Facebook Lives back then. So it's endless.
Okay, well, that just
Okay.
tells you I wouldn't have done a pipe a park outside of the collab being an excuse. But what it did was made me a resource. It gave me more content to go off of. I went to a local park and local people were like, we love that park. It gets really sunny in the afternoon. I was like, oh, that's a great tidbit. Thanks for letting me know. And these are great excuses. If you're like, my area is oversaturated.
Mhm.
I don't know what, I'm not having any orders. I don't know what to bake. I don't know what to post. These are excuses for you too. Believe me, if you do not do the collabs, I'm happy about that because I'm doing them and I don't want competition in my local area. So please don't do them.
Uh,
But if you were asking, how can I get more sales? This is how. So Laura actually made a post on Friday after we did the collab, and she said, "Shout out to the twins for another great collab. This is my third. Thank you. I'm so pleased I participated. We are slap bang in the middle of redoing our floors in our entire house. Our kitchen has been ripped out over the week. We have no stove, hopefully next week, and really living in a mess." Think washing, piling up, cooking in the living room area off a small hot plate, washing dishes in the garden kind of vibes. I had pre-baked my cookies in preparation for the collab, but I only iced them the day before. Then yesterday morning, had to get my son to help me with the photos in time for the collab. In the middle of the collab, we had to drive about 30 minutes to his football practice. Multitasking really is a thing. I still managed to create a great post, comment and interact with some really wonderful and interesting fellow bakers. I mean, how awesome we get to interact with so many amazing people around the world. If you don't think you have time for a collab, please rethink that decision. These are so much fun and you really do get so much interaction for them. I love interacting with everyone. It's so great to practice how you'd interact with your clients. And I made it happen this time around despite the chaos that's been my life lately. And I'm so happy that I did.
Yeah, it's worth it. We had 48 people sign up and 64% posted. 33% of you didn't post, and I'd say you missed out.
And
Um,
some people who didn't sign up posted.
oh yeah, because I guess he's ah.
Bless,
Um,
bless.
but here's what we're gonna do. The next one is pipe a hobby. This is Corey's idea, and you're going to turn something not cookie that you're into a hobby. Again, just kind of visiting, re acquainting your audience with who you are as a person, something AI can't recreate, right?
Yeah.
So for my example, I'm into the hobby of cars, or I'm into this rug tufting thing, and I like my cats and I keep snakes, right? So something like that. It's not something you did in your past, it's something you are doing presently. Corey, what is your hobby?
So I have to honestly really think about what my
You know
hobbies
what
are.
we
I
call
like,
it? Just you want me to call it?
yeah,
I know you're
please.
not, I know it's not like a so hobby for you.
Okay.
But the mandala rock thing would be a cool cookie.
I actually just donated all that stuff to
Well, what
I
is your hobby? You like
I
walking.
I like walking. I've been going to the gym, playing the piano. Not
Okay.
great at it, but playing it. Reading my Bible would be a good one. Um, what's something else that I like to do? I'm not that
We
boring.
love eating. We're just
We
passionate
do. I
about
could put
cooking.
Olive Garden on that, really honestly, if I wanted to. I love my dog,
You could make your dog, right?
my final pet.
What we're doing for this collab will be our first collab that we're limiting participation for. So do not sign up if you're on the fence. Do sign up if you're absolutely going to participate because you're taking somebody else's spot. Because there's an issue with the Instagram hashtag, but this is my first the Meet the Baker collab. I turned everyone's profile into a hyperlink and I went through, clicked on each hyperlink, engaged, and
Nice.
I noted if you did it or did not do it.
Yeah. So you've been tattled on by yourself.
A lot of people were in the document live as I was doing it. So we had a lot of people referencing the document again. That allows us to get around this hashtag
Yeah.
shadow ban.
If you like reading, if you like fall, like
You love
I know
Halloween.
I do. I really do. If you're learning mahjong, if
Oh,
you like
Corey,
card games.
Saturday.
Oh,
Saturday.
sourdough sewing. I'm just saying we have these hobbies. Like is skincare your hobby?
Oh,
Those
you know
are
what would
all
do well
things.
if you took a skincare and turned it into
Oh, that would
my
be
little
so
sister's really
fun.
into the Rhodes, which is Justin Bieber's wife's.
Why?
Yeah,
Elves
if you
now.
turn
Yeah.
that into a cookie.
Yeah.
There's this
And
band that's popular on TikTok called Sleep Token, right? Okay, it's I don't know, so they're European or something. And I saw a baker turn them into cookies. The band, the Sleep Token fan base, made that post go viral
oh, that's
because they didn't relate to
hilarious.
the cookies, but they related to the hobby or the interest.
And if you've always gone to a Morgan Wallen concert, put Morgan Wallen on
Yeah,
there.
there you go. Because the Swifties, right? So
Yes.
you're going to appeal to this different audience, but it's also going to tell your audience, here's who I am as a human, which is the opposite of AI, right? So we're going to
Yeah.
be humanizing ourselves. You're going to get the bakers to engage, which isn't the goal, but it's a part of the benefit of participating. And it's going to allow you to pull from a content bucket that would otherwise feel weird. Because now you can
It
say, well, the twins made me do it. So
Yeah,
it's
they made me do it. Our thanks Sugar Cookie Marketing for the excuse to post this. And it feels a lot more natural. I love a good excuse to make a post. And I'm going to tell you, I go kicking, screaming, gnashing of
it
teeth because I
does.
also don't want to do the collabs. But I'm so grateful when I do them. And I've been forced against my will by Heather to do all of them.
Listen, they forced us to do this. It's a lot of work to just put them on. And I'll get the Pie of a Hobby one posted this week. I just have to finish up the cookie class kit we're working on. Speaking of the Cookie College is our membership. It is paid, but you can cancel anytime. It's actually a collection of 5 memberships. It's the Cookie College, which gets all the memberships and its own content. It is the Cookie Class Kit, which this Summerween is dropping today. It's the digital downloads. I actually have this great idea. I was talking to Corey about it. We said my digital downloads, which is 7 print files you can download, are going to be thank you related. But I'm taking it a step further. I'm going for the next 3 months to create thank you related digital downloads in accordance with the service providers. So I'm doing the Trash Man, Postal,
Love
delivery
that.
drivers. So that way, come the holidays where we do those things, you'll have these
Yeah.
put out there. It's gonna be cute. It also is a Baker's Business Basics, which is the foundational marketing courses to get your baking foot in the right direction, and the Transfer Club, which is transfers about 4 to 8 every month, just for $2. The next, also, we've unveiled these boot camps. So these boot camps are always included in the Cookie College, but they're the only thing you can purchase individually, $13. But when you purchase them, you can upgrade to the Cookie College for, you'll never guess it, $13 off. The next boot camp is cracking community groups. This boot camp is a lot of work for the baker, but it is the differentiator between you and understanding how much lead gen is going through Facebook groups, which, if you're worried that Facebook groups will go the way of the dodo, they won't. Facebook released its own app called Forums that allows us to cut out everything about Facebook except for groups. So I downloaded it the other day. It removes every notification that is not group related.
Yeah, so you're not going to get your cousin uncle's child, Jimmy, turning 2 post, but you're going to see that so and so posted in the foodies group looking for a custom baker.
A foodies group that I joined. So what I think is super interesting about it is when I talk to people, I met a car guy the other day, said I'm not on Facebook. I don't want to know what my high school reunion's up to. He can be on Facebook with no friends and be included in the groups and only access that aspect of Facebook. I think it's a real Craigslist killer myself, you know?
It's a Craigslist scare. The thing about it, that's why Facebook really was pushing groups to go public
Uh-huh.
because there's this beta portion of it where you're like, I'm going to Virginia Beach and I don't know. And then you can type in Virginia Beach and it will actually pull from the groups posts about Virginia Beach, good or bad. I went to this restaurant, I hated it. Or I went to this one, you got to try this.
Even with private groups, and now has what do you call it when it sucks them into that preview? Private groups. It always is saying your post is
Oh,
featured as the
yeah.
group
Featured content.
featured content. So even the inside of a private group can be featured externally. Granted, it's anonymous. Same with the anonymous posting nicknames. Groups aren't going anywhere. So using groups to grow your business, when I ever take the poll, what is your number one lead source? By and large, hand over fist, toe over feet, it's a community group. So that's why we do want to focus on that. I think people will kind of sleep on the topic. I think you're missing out because it's work. Coriana has made me run her community group for what, 3 or 4 years?
4 years now.
Ridiculous. But yeah, we've kind of really been able to test some strategies in there, see what works, see what doesn't, see what works from the admin's perspective, what we want to see as admins, what we hate to see as admins.
How to stay on the admin's good side because
Uh-huh.
what you don't want is this lead source to be taken away from you because once it's taken away, it's really hard to get it back.
Next to impossible. Corey and I, in her group, the policy is once you're banned, there's no walking it back. Because it's
Yeah.
not my job to read the rules for you. So that's going to be the strategy. Our past boot camps, which you can actually still purchase, is in-person cookie classes, food photography that sells, pre-sales start to finish, 3D printing cookie cutters, cookie video basics, which we talked about videos just now, and it will be coming community groups in July, and August will be Procreate, designing sets in Procreate,
Nice. Nice.
iPad app.
Nice.
You can learn more about all that and sign up at thecookiecollege.com/boot camp. And if you want to purchase those past boot camps, you can go to thecookiecollege.com/boot camps, plural. Brings up the category page to get those last guys. Going to the gossip column, again, I'm pulling from stuff I've seen in a group. If you want to submit to the gossip column, just go to sugarcookiemarketing.com, scroll down a bit to the podcast section. You'll see a hyperlink right there. This anonymous posting is the death of groups. I hate anonymous posting. In the groups now, specifically the women only local groups, it's anonymous arguing with nicknames. Nobody's real. And now the point, the nickname's like DM me, and someone's like, we can't DM you. And she's like, message me. And we're like, we can't even see who you are. It's ridiculous. So I was on the ground floor. This lady, I mean, it's a lady because it's a woman's group, but it was an anonymous penguin 556 or whatever post. She was like, here's my side, here's my email, and the email I received back. It was this hybrid coffee shop, plant shop. So you could go get a coffee, buy a plant, and like sit and stuff. And the plants, apparently, one was mislabeled. It was a pepper, a mislabeled pepper. It was the wrong type of pepper. This woman bought the pepper, plants the pepper, grows the pepper, and it's not the pepper she wants. So she's upset because she spent her veggie garden so important to her, and she's so angry that she's grown this incorrect veggie. So she takes, and she actually does not post her side. of the emails. We only see the business owner's full name, full last name, full email address. The business owner says, well, I know you said you'll never come back to shop with us again. However, I will honor that refund should you ever come back. So, this lady is already taken to the keyboard, right? She's
Yes.
taken and she is then the business owner wasn't placating her. She was like, I find this email from you very disappointing since we've had this long-term relationship that you would get this rude to the staff here when what was likely a mistake made by another customer switching the labels around is enough to send you. So this anonymous penguin takes to a private group of 35,000 people and writes, I'll never go to this. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Look at what they said to me. It was so, I'm the first person to see this because I should be working and I'm not. And I write, listen, what
Well, you're
happens,
writing as a non yourself.
frankly, is my fake profile, but I hate anonymous. I hate nicknames. So as my fake profile, which is the same thing, I know, hot kettle black, right? I say, listen, this should have been handled privately. And it was actually handled privately. You were angry. You emailed the business, and the business offered you recourse, a full refund, when you actually said you'd never shop there again. You'd never be back. But what's going to happen is you're going to take these small businesses that are fighting for margin, drag them in a group of 35,000, trying to find an army of anonymous internet users to go and leave them a bad review, because that was the intention.
Yeah.
And you're going to be left with the Walmart Garden Center. And as an avid shopper of the Walmart Garden Center, good luck finding help. You'll never find anybody at the Walmart Garden Center. You will
I would be
be,
going into the Walmart Garden Center knowing the tags were switched.
yeah, you'd say it is a surprise plan. You'll have no idea what. And I said, but you can't make strangers play judge, jury, and executioner when we don't know the rapport you had. We don't specifically know the poster's side. And then everyone started, dogpiling against OP, saying you need to delete this. Well, OP did delete it within 9 minutes. But that's not fair. The anonymous penguin, we'll never know who it was, got to escape unscathed when she wasn't able to get her internet army around her. And while the business, public name, first name, last name, email address, location, name of the business, publicly dragged with no ability to defend themselves, no
I do
ability to
want to say
provide the other side of the story.
we don't allow we don't allow nicknamed comments, and I see them more and more popping up. And it's hard to tell everyone no nickname groups in here, so we try to remind people you are not anonymous to the admins. If a page is an admin of the group and there's multiple people adminning that page, every admin can see the nickname's real name and the anonymous person's real name. You are not protected. You do not know who someone else knows. You do not know who's friends with someone else. Your screenshot with your actual government name, as you have put it on Facebook, can be sent to anywhere. So
The
you feel protected behind these anonymous things. And you know what? I've never had the chance to post anonymous. It's never been rolled out to me. I think I've gotten on Mark's bad side, and he's like, "You will say it face to
with your
face,
full
or you will
chest,
not.
that does
You will
down.
not say it at all." So
Yeah.
I've never been able to post it. It is not anonymous. As admins, I can click to the Funky Draft 229 and see that it's
Post history.
Jackie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I'm so sorry. Even as not an admin, I can see Anonymous Penguin 229's post history as an anonymous person. And you might think this, well, if the admins didn't want it, they disable it. Incorrect. You cannot disable nicknames currently. What I've seen in some groups that are so anti nicknames is the admin will screenshot your real name and post it with your anonymous content.
Wow.
So again, if you wouldn't want it read in the court of law, should you say it?
Yeah. So if you think that it might not get back to the business that you lambasted the donut shop for having too few sprinkles, it could absolutely get back there. And what you
What I
don't want,
worry, what I worry is that the baker sees another baker make a post, right? The
yeah.
baker switches to nickname and then
Yes.
acts as a client or trying to be like that. This is AI generated. And then it reveals that you weren't a customer. You were actually the competition trying to drag your competitor. It's just a bad look.
What's so funny is I posted like on a sales day in a group or something, and an anonymous person said, "Is this your actual work?" And I said, "Yes, it is."
Good pay to know who it was.
And the person was like, "Oh, just curious because some bakers have stolen my work." So you're a
You're a
baker.
baker. You're a baker. And you did that in a wild, wild work. So that's my thing is, there are places where if you're upset and you're allowed to be upset with a business, that you can take that out. And that's a Google business profile reviews. You can leave recommendations on Facebook. But when that wasn't enough and you've taken it to the reviews and you've taken it to email and then you go to a step further and posting it as a nickname, I don't know. It's just a bad look.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's never private. That would be the thing that would scare me is that I've taken all this time to build this little bakery business. And one comment about, my plant being wrong is the thing that tears it down and they had nothing connected to each other.
There's this, I always say, you never know how crazy somebody is online,
You
right? So you
don't.
can cross the wrong person who makes it their life mission to either make your life hell, but what's that movie with Gerard Butler? And she
It,
honks at him in the
yeah.
traffic.
Is it road rage?
Yes. And he just says, my new life's mission is to torture this woman. So,
Yeah.
you think words are words, but words cut deep, and you just don't know who you're crossing that's in a bad spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it ever that big a deal? If they're offering a refund, just take the refund. I'm big on like, if I was wronged and you're offering me my money back, that's all I really need.
Yeah, I
I'll
don't know.
never mention your name. I'll never recommend you, but I just want my money back and let me go my separate way.
Where did this like concept of like, okay, it was a misplaced seed. Okay. That's really
Yeah.
what the infraction was. Why does the misplaced seed need to have this business of 5 years shut down? What where that's not the crime and the
It's not
punishment don't
it.
match.
In my local community group, this was a couple years ago. Like I'm literally going through a cancer treatment and I have this woman and this man blowing up my DMs. Like I'm sitting on the table waiting for her to like come in, like my pants are off. I'm like, why are you blowing this up? This lady posted she had a bad experience with a cleaning company. It's crazy. The cleaning company, she didn't find it through the group. I didn't know the cleaning company at all, but she didn't have a good experience with it. So she posted in this private ladies only group. Here's the thing. What I didn't know was the cleaning company side of the story, but the man who owns the cleaning company reaches out and he was like, here's the emails I've sent, here's the refund I've offered, here's what she said. And she's gone around to all these group and she's literally just trying to take us down. Well, you know
Mhm.
what? That's not fair either. So
No,
me with my pants down, phone in hand, I delete her post and I
no.
say, dude, I appreciate you coming with grace and allowing me to understand both sides versus being like, ah, how dare you let her post in my group? He was like, hey, you don't have to do anything. I don't own your group, but here's the side of the story.
No.
Deleted her post. She's like, where'd my post go? Like, no,
And
not
it's not like
today.
they're posting one group, they're sharing it to 10,
No,
right? They're
and
sharing
she
it to
had
10.
shared it everywhere. And I'm not part of your internet army. I'm not your one
Mhm.
stop, poo poo shop. Like,
What Corey and I do, and in managing her community group, this is the strategy we've taken as the admins, is that if you're allowed to have a bad review with the business, and
yeah,
the business should, if you want to come to the group and say, I hired this company, I had a bad experience, what I'll do is approve it and I'll lock the comments. And I'll say, because we can't get both sides, but you're still allowed your opinion, but we don't want your opinion to go viral without the other person be able to defend themselves. Also, we don't want that in the group. I'm going to allow the post to go through, but I'm going to lock it.
yeah, yeah. So you can take it, read it. The post will fall on not a viral thing because no one can comment on it, but you can take that with you as you will. And I will say, from leading these community groups, I've had people screenshot other people's comments, send it to the business
I think
owners.
it's
The business
private.
owner comes to me. I don't know what you're doing, but I know that what you think is private is not because people are
Uh-huh.
screenshotting it and sending it.
If you don't want to read it publicly, don't write it privately.
Yeah, it scared me straight. You ain't gonna see me
You
lambasting
guys want like
nobody.
just this sidebar? In Corey's community group, this girl had gotten her toes done at a local toe nail shop or whatever,
Toenail shop.
pedicure. And a girl had they chopped her toe clean off, basically. I'm being sarcastic, but it was like, she was like, they said this was my cuticles issue. But I'm like, even in my head, I'm like,
Like
they
the
a
cut, and
secret.
she had a picture of her feet.
Her
The
toe.
the cut was literally done by like a utensil. Like it was a sterile utensil has done this cut. It wasn't like a
Did
cuticle
not
issue.
lambast. She didn't even mention the business. She said, I went to a local place. And I was like, and she was like, is this normal or is my toe being severed? And I said to Corey, technically, she didn't lambast the business. She just asked if so we approved the post. And I went to the comment section. And I said, if you want to know which shop it is, DMOP as far as what she asked, answer the question. Is this a
But
normal
I
second toe
also
or
want to
not?
say to the lady, you know that's not normal to lose half a toe in an appointment. You don't
So
need to be
I had
asking
to
the
babysit
internet
the whole
that.
thread and delete every instance of someone saying, just name him and shame him. But yeah, I was like, girl, get your toe back. Go back to the store. Give your
Get
toe
your
back.
half of your second toe back and go get your money back while
I
you're
was,
there.
I was on her side for that one. That was, they did you dirty. Upcoming events, the collabs. We have the Cookie That Hobby collab. I'll post it. It'll be in 4 weeks on July 24th. It's always the third Friday of each month. CookieCon Happy Hour with Heather Campbell Berkshire is actually tomorrow. I just pinned a post about it in the group. If you want the details, it's at a coffee shop just 5 minutes off of from the Rose and Shingle Creek Hotel. A midsummer membership sale. Typically, we said the only way to get a discount for the Cookie College is by attending one of these boot camps. But for 1 week out of the summer, you can actually get the Cookie College at a discount by not having to spend that $13. You'll just get that discount without the $13. So it's the best way to save outside of the Vendibility, that 1 day sale that we're coming up here in 22 weeks, which sounds horrifying. I can't believe we're in July. Happy birthday, America.
Yeah, 250, 250.
I'm sorry, an aside for that one, TikTok, my algorithm, the only thing I want to watch is Europeans experiencing America for the
Oh
first
my
time and having a
goodness.
blast. Like this guy goes, and I'm like, that's a Cracker Barrel. And he's like, this is the best gravy I've ever had in my life. It's just,
One one dude goes to Walmart and he is mind boggled of like
is
about
it the
the
way he's like,
olives.
the size of the meats are so large
Yeah.
and huge?
Yeah. He was like, who would ever need this many olives? Like, and he was like, I love that the American flags are hanging. Like, they're noticing things that would just not be something I would notice that, like, an American flag's hanging from the middle
I
of a
never would see
Costco.
that. This
Yeah, I would never see that.
Japanese guy, he is found these Americans at a gas station and he's so excited to be there for some and I'm so sorry, I do not follow the sport of soccer, but a lot of them are in Texas for some reason.
Yeah.
He's at this Texas gas station. It's the middle of the night. He hardly speaks English, but they've got bought him buzz balls, those little alcoholic circle drinks. And he's like, my first time buzz ball. And then he drinks it, shoots it. And then everyone's cheering for him. And he's like, I love America. This
It's just, it's
devastating.
been so, like, they discovered that we have endless refills of soda,
Oh,
which
they
I
don't
didn't
have
know.
ice in their
Yeah,
drinks
I did not
there.
know that didn't exist over there. So he's like, "Can I refill this 1,000 times?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Refills on coffee, they don't
Yeah.
have it. They've never, so the funniest thing is they don't have ranch. So
Yeah,
there's the
TSA.
TSA had announced that you can't take the ranch in your onboard luggage. You have to check it. I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty.
because I guess they had so many people bringing ranch back.
You know what? Actually, and this is subliminal marketing. I said, you know what? Ranch is good. So I bought a salad and put ranch on
Did you know?
it.
I was like, you know what? IHOP pancakes are great. And I
You
wanted to go
know,
to
Cracker
IHOP.
Barrel does have something going on with them. Yeah, it was so entertaining. If you haven't seen it, and then it was funny. This guy, he's from Europe. They got all the cool accents or whatever.
Yeah.
He's here and he's walking in the morning and he's in like Texas. There's a fire, a wood fire somewhere around him. Like he's like, the air's so foggy, but everyone keeps telling me good morning. He said, everyone's been so nice to me. So he was like, I would love to stay in America until your birthday on July 4th. I can't imagine. And they did it. They got him a place
Oh,
to
that's
stay and rescheduled
so.
his flight.
I
And
mean,
so he
if you're
gets
gonna
to,
July 4th is always great, but then this 250th, is just
yeah,
gonna be like over the top because
it's
I
they're gonna
see
be so
everyone.
crazy.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, if you have any time on your hand, that will make
it
you feel
really just makes
good.
you be like, wow. And then they're like, look at the roads, you can see mountains. And some guys like their cars are so big and they're so fun. Yeah, the one thing, the ice cubes was interesting. Air conditioning in every building is
Yeah.
fairly.
Yeah, I did not know that. Did
People
not.
from Washington State, I didn't know you guys don't have heaters.
I guess they don't need.
Yeah, they have
Here.
like a nice balmy temperature, but eventually sometime they're a little chilled.
I know, I
Or
know.
maybe it was they don't have air conditioning. I don't remember, but my cousin lived there for a bit. So yeah, I was watching these people from other countries experience America. The guy, this woman's interview, she's American and he's Japanese. He doesn't speak any English. She was like, "Hey, are you from Japan?" He's like, "I'm Japan. Don't know English." Very excited.
Yeah.
Just really true pure joy. So they had a blast. Upcoming major holidays. Summerween is more of a vibe, but it does have a start date, June 27th. So our cookie class kit that will drop today is Summerween based. It's very cute. I did a 10-hour day yesterday working on it. I should have it up. I'm done with the PowerPoint as we speak.
It's the beginner intermediate class. We took a poll. We'll be going back. to beginner. I think it was great to test it out and see it. A lot of people said they would much rather teach more inner or beginner classes, so that's what we'll head to.
Will the designs stay beginner and you'll have more icing colors, or are those going back to the
We
original
so
gold?
I don't mind using more icing colors. It's more the designs just need to stay on the beginner side.
The having more icing colors does make the cookies more interesting.
It makes it more cute. The thing I didn't like about the intermediate classes and why me and Heather don't teach them is to make 2 bags of icing per one is a lot
Oh yeah.
to do.
Right. So now
So
we're
we're
at 10
going back
bags
to
in this class. Two, five colors, 10 bags, which is too
yeah.
much. It's a lot of icing. The
So
designs
we'll
are very
either
cute though.
do 4 bags or 5 bags, but no outline bag
Very
for it.
interesting. I have a whole new respect for designing cookie class kits after seeing what Corey has to do to marry not only the theme with the difficulty level with the colors.
It's so it's the bane of my existence.
Yeah.
I have a
Well,
bad
and
attitude.
we've done this will be like what the 40th one or something.
I know.
Summerween is in a week. It starts June 27th. Apparently, it's the vibe of Halloween all through July.
And the what makes it fun is like so instead of carving a pumpkin, you'd carve a watermelon.
So
And
it's a
like you
watermelon with a jack-o'-lantern face.
yeah, and like if you were having a party, you'd put the jack-o'-lantern face on the cheese of your hamburger or something
In the
like
class
that.
kits, I get for some odd reason I get tasked with naming the individual
You do.
cookies for the PowerPoint. So I did Coke. Oh no, tree. Coconut tree.
Yeah,
I
Heather's really
did
good at that.
Ghost Host, the ghost that's eating the
Oh, there you go. Yeah, hosting that. What did you do for the ice cream skeleton or the skeleton
ice cream. Easy, right? It's right
ice
there.
cream? Ah, you saw it right
Yeah, I
there.
was right there. I had typed something real dumb, and then I was like, "It's right. It's ice cream."
It's right there, you
What
idiot.
was your other design? I'll tell you what I came up with.
uh, we did the ice cream. We have the
Unfortunately for the
ghost.
watermelon, I did jack-o'-melon. He was just
That was it. And then you have the flamingo skeleton
I
floating
said
skeleton.
ghoul. Shoot. Let me tell you, it was really funny.
Ghoul shoot. I love it.
Right there. Creative and amazing. I'm gonna tell you right now, I just gotta pull it up real quick. Let us see the June class PowerPoint. The class kits give you everything you need to teach an in-person cookie class. Someone just wrote yesterday and they were like, this is my first time teaching a class kit. And oh my goodness, everything is already done for you. Okay. So I did Coke. Oh no, tree. Because it's got a ghost. It's got ghost
Ghost
coconut.
coconuts.
Ice cream, jack-o'-melon, ool floaty instead of pool floaty.
That was
Surfing
grasping at
spider
straws.
and the snacking spirit. That's what I moved him to. Because he's a spirit and he's eating a watermelon.
He's eating a watermelon.
The ST me about, oh, I'm so sorry. It's 4th of July is in 2 weeks. Happy birthday, America. You're 250 years old. National Sugar Cookie Day is also in 2 weeks on July 9th. Not sure what we're going to do with that. Just want you guys to know it's a easy post to make at least.
Me too.
Back to school, we have a big lull through the rest of July and August, and back to school is in about 9 weeks, which is kind of horrifying to say. And then Labor Day is in 11 weeks. STL me about it segment. You can text into 571-556-5644 for your chance to get a month of Cookie Design Lab, which has unveiled a new feature. You'll see a new button when you're logged in. Click it and it will give you a link to share your design. Anyone can use a link to download the STL and matching image, no login required. If someone supplies their email address, they can edit and download the STL and image, but they won't be able to save it since the libraries are a paid feature. If someone is a subscriber, they can also save the cutter and any changes to the libraries. Please check it out. While previously our terms of service had not allowed the sales of files created in Cookie Design Lab, we're now rolling it out to support people that want to sell their cutter files. It adds values to those selling and buying files since the buyers can make any size and change they want, which is nice. So typically you'd go to a shop, buy the STL file.
Yeah.
But now you can actually buy the working file. Then you can download the STL. So when you download an STL file, it's locked. This is what it is, right? You can
Yes.
resize it, but it's gonna morph the side, the cut walls and
Yeah.
stuff. So it doesn't work very good. This one, she's actually allowing you to sell the project file. With the project file, you can then make sizing changes. You can
Nice.
change the logo, the wall logo. You can change the cut handle. You can flip it, reverse it. We've also added some new tutorials to walk people through the various features we've added in the last 6 to 12 months. So that's cookiedesignlab.com. Code TWINS saves you 15% off. Corey, we have quite a few texts. And we have text from last week I did not bring in. So of the text from this week, 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's the winner?
Two.
802. Hi, twins. This is 802 area code. What should my business email be? My first name is my business name. It's sarahsbusiness.com as an example. So Sarah is her name. Should my email be hello at sarahsbusiness.com or something else? I'm one of the only employees, so nobody's checking in that email, but little old me. Thank you. I do exactly that, Sarah. I do my catch-all, which is my support email is always hello at. I find it conversational. I find it easy to remember, and it's not so weird as Heather at heather.com, right? Because that feels like my name's Heather and I'm Heather and you can get me at heather.com. I do hello at, and that's also the same email I publish on the website. Now, because my business does not have my name in it, I have personal emails, personal business emails. Corey will be Corey at, I'll be Heather at, but our catch-all will be hello at.
Yeah.
Since you're the only person, you could do hello at. And then if you're using Google Workspace, which is what we use, you can create something called an alias, which is free to make. So you can have up to 10 aliases per email address, so mine is Heather at, but I also have Vendy at. That way, when
Yeah.
people email the Vendy Blendy, it still comes to me. I can still get it in my inbox without having to pay more. And with that, I can also create some rules within my inbox
Yeah.
to manage those emails.
For our marketing clients that we've had, what we tell them, we suggest is doing something broad. Not that you're going to plan on selling Sarah's bakery shop, but you never know. You might go viral, your shop might grow, you might open a brick and mortar. In the option to sell down the road, you want the option to be able to give that email address with them. If your name's Sarah and you sell it to a Corey, I'd be like, well, my name isn't Sarah. And people are going to confuse it. If it's just a broad hello at Sarah's bakery, it's a little bit easier if you're thinking down the road if you wanted to sell it.
Keep in mind, your email address will be scraped and you will get so much spam, especially
So
with
much
AI
fun.
generating a lot of these emails. So my hello ats, we do for every project we do, we always do hello at. Those hello ats are just pummeled with spam. I have to clean them out. Most of it's essentially the spam you get in the mailbox, just digital. So
Yes.
in what is running your business, the email that runs your business, I don't necessarily want it to be bogged down by so much spam. So my catch-all will be that one, and then I'll have my personal one kind of run the business.
Yeah.
You are the winner, 802, Sarah at Sarah's Cookie Business. You're the winner of Cookie Design Lab. Email me at heather at sugarcookiemarketing.com. Do as I say, not as I do. And I'll get you hooked up with Cookie Design Lab. If you're not a winner, use code TWINS to get 15% off. Another text, Corey. This one is not marketing related, but I wanted to ask it anyway. It's from last week. Heather and Corey, what is one item you cannot live without? It does not have to be baking related, and I hope you had a good week.
What one item you can live without? What am I looking for? What are you choosing?
I'm
One
going to choose
item.
a car. My car. I don't care what kind of car it is. If I'm having a bad day, go for a drive. If I'm having a great day, go for a drive. It's beautiful outside, I'll go for a drive. If I want to go somewhere, go for a drive. If I want to go to eat, go for a drive. Just if there is my butt is in a seat, it's where I do my best thinking.
Best thinking. Okay, make it a smaller item. An
Smaller.
household item.
Then I'm not going to do the typical things like my phone and my computer because nobody wants to hear
Yes,
that.
right. Yes.
Household item. Household
You
item.
couldn't live without.
I was thinking this, and you're going to hate this answer too. I panic when I get down to the last Diet Coke can. I did not want to leave the house yesterday. It was supposed to be stormy, and it ended up not raining
Yeah.
at all, but it was a tornado where in Burke. I left to go get a Coke case, Diet Coke case, and I had this idea. I had this idea because I live alone now, so I can be as weird as I want. You know those big old 36 packers?
Yeah.
I was
Big
thinking
one.
if I bought 20 of those, I hate carrying them. I hate it.
Yeah.
And
But
I
you
just put them in the
would.
storage room. Then I never have to go to the store again. I never,
Absolutely. Are you doing it?
I was thinking about it. 20 would probably fill in my car. So maybe 10. 10, that'd be 360 cans.
I wonder if the expiration date, who knows if they go bad after
But
it's
I'm
already.
tearing through these things. And granted, you might say, don't drink that much Coke. I'm not finishing them. They have to make my eyes burn. We call them dead when they're dead, but they're still got some in them. Like
Yeah,
it's
room
that poured
temp.
out.
This little holder thing has really made me finish mine.
It really adds. It's a Yeti. We got it from our older sister gave it to us. A Yeti Coke.
I love this
Holder.
thing. I
They
thought
now
I
make them.
lost
If you
it.
guys are into your Alanis, they make skinnier ones now. Or
Yeah.
the Yeti space.
This makes me finish them because here, space is a commodity. We don't have whatever storage unit Heather's talking about in her basement. So what you have is what you have. And I'm drinking free and fancy at the beginning of a
Oh
of a
yeah. By the end, I'm
stream.
like, am I really thirsty? Is
Where's
this
the one I
real?
had? Where's the one that was open?
Okay, what would you?
I
I
don't.
know you'd say Diet Coke, but find something else.
I'm trying to think. What would I have that I use all of the time?
I'm going to tell you what it is. A TV.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone in our family watches TV, specifically series like Corey does. My little sister and my parents are close, but Corey will watch anything through. She'll stay. I could not imagine watching an entire series in a day. You will do that.
If so, here's my situation. I steal Heather's Netflix and it's only attached to my wall TV, which I only access it right before bed for 20 minutes.
Oh, that sounds very great way to fall asleep.
I turn it off and then I close everything down, turn off the light. So if a show's really good, like on a Saturday or a Sunday, I'll watch that morning to night in my bed. I haven't had
I
a
couldn't
show that good in a
imagine
long
not getting
time.
out of bed, making my bed, and moving to a new area after morning.
Okay. Nate was like, do you think it's kind of selfish that you've put the only TV in the house in your bedroom? And it's not the only TV in the house. My son has his own TV. The thing is, the TV used to be down by the couch,
There's this
but
new
nobody,
era. Corey and my oldest sister Ashley have removed TVs from the main levels.
yeah. Yeah, because nobody was watching it. So why have it downstairs when I would be more comfortable in my bed with a blankie over my
You
body?
don't go to someone's house and be like, "Can I watch your TV?" Like you don't visit
No.
somebody's house and
Yeah.
turn their TV on.
So in downstairs where a TV might be like where my neighbors, I can clearly see that's where they put theirs. It's a piece of artwork. So you're just down there, you're literally looking at each other and talking, and no one's sitting down there. So I said, if I'm the only one who watches actual TV, let me put it in a place that I enjoy.
I like
So
it.
on my phone, I steal from Summer her Hulu, and then Heather steals from my Paramount,
I do.
and then from my cousin, I steal
Peacock.
Peacock. So the two I watch on my phone is Paramount and Hulu. The two I watch on my big TV
You must
is
not be watching Netflix because it's not kicking me off when you're watching.
because when I was logging in, you were on it. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, you can't be logged in two
Yeah,
places,
as you
Heather.
shouldn't be. But I watched, if you guys want, The Crash. Yeah, I only watch documentaries. The Crash and the one with the baby. I don't remember the name.
It was the one where it was fetal kidnapping.
Right. And then I watched Bad Boyfriends, which is wild. These are all new on Netflix, so I watch this.
Yeah. So the
Now I'm
crash.
watching Bad Roommate, also wild.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, you've gone down the TikToks has
If you're
been.
bad and you're documentary, you want to watch it.
Heather loves docu. I love a good
Serious.
show.
I
Like
don't love a good show. I tried to watch one the other night. I got the cats downstairs. We brought snacks, and I was like, pluck my eyes out. I would love to be
you don't
watching a
like the
documentary.
character building?
No, I was like, this is
Heather will watch a
weird.
sitcom before she watches Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I did watch Game of Thrones, but my ex did. That's a great question. Thank you for the sidebar there. Also, sleeping aids. And I know it'll put me in early grave, but I can't sleep without them. Probably because the
Oh.
TV's on. Just kidding. Another text. Howdy from Texas. Should we experiment with A/B testing if we're using email marketing platforms like MailChimp? It's A/B testing is this newer technology where the platform can actually shop around two types of headers of titles to see which one gets more clicks. Whatever wins the A/B test becomes the primary. It's funny. I like to listen on YouTube. Probably YouTube is where I watch most stuff. Is John Deloney. It's like a
Yeah.
call-in podcast about relationships. Let it play in the background. He will A/B test the titles on YouTube, but because I've probably watched most of the videos, it sends me both A
Oh,
test and B test. And I can always see which one's going to win because it's always the one that's more clickbait.
it is.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it'll be like my husband's cheating on me. And then it'll be like my husband has a grinder account. That was just stuff.
I saw that.
But both will show up in my YouTube notifications because it's pushing so many out. A/B testing is great. You can actually do A/B test in Facebook Planner. It's very weird how it works. As it's testing, you cannot go back and engage with the content until it decides who the winner is. And then it actually merges the engagement back to the winning post. So, yes, in terms of should you, if you're willing to, yeah, absolutely use A/B testing to see what gets people's attention. And what gets people's attention is clickbait. But,
Unfortunately.
use it within reason, right? So,
Yeah.
okay, a great example is Sharon was on the podcast last week. So I could say, hey, we did an interview with Sharon. She works for a bank. That's exactly what it was. Or I ended up posting, hey, find out why Sharon, her Mustang and a big blue printer have in common. Like, which one is getting you more interested? Both are true.
It's the second one.
The second one. So A/B testing, if you guys are wondering what it is, it's that. And a lot of the technology now implements at a lot of these newsletter senders, YouTube and Facebook. You
Yeah.
can use it for your copy and you use that through Planner. You look like you're confused.
No, someone left me a mean comment on my salad dressing post.
What was the salad dressing?
Remember, I was trying to
Oh
find
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Corey was trying to find
How
a
can you be mean to me about salad dressing?
I posted something and some guy's like, you're weird. I just blocked him. My power play is like block. Like you don't get to see anything from me ever again. Never.
I know. And it's like I looked her up and she's not even in the group. It just said participant.
Oh,
And the
Corey,
only thing she's
participants.
participated in is being mean. She's a meanie about being mean.
Tells you more about who they are than you. Oh, you can
Yeah.
get your salad dressing, girl. Another text. Hello, twins. My question today is about naming a business. I've got my heart set on using a specific word that is portmanteau, made of two common English words. Wow, I use a word I don't even know what I mean. This word itself, as it turns out, has been trademarked in the US by a company that's based outside of the country. While there's some overlap in terms of the product treats, my feeling is that the geographical distance should make it difficult to confuse the two companies. I would use this word in combination with a few others, potentially including the name of my town. There's definitely no other business in my state using the word. What say you, twins? Do I need intellectual property attorney to weigh in?
I think what's more popular nowadays is these trademark people having to protect their trademarks. There was a big one.
Hot girl
Hot
walk.
Girl Walk, the biggest one that happened recently was Patagonia. And the Patagonia brand had to defend their copyright in order to hold on to the copyright. So
I
people are
think
like,
that's
why are you?
lost on people is like you're just being petty. No, if you don't enforce it, the problem with Velcro and Kleenex, they
Yeah,
ended up having the same issue is we call tissues Kleenex. Well, that's a brand. It's actually a tissue made by a company called Kleenex. Same with Velcro. It's called Hook and Loop, made by a company called Velcro. But because they didn't enforce the trademark was going to be what was it called? Common something? Common
common
use?
law. Yeah, common
Common use
use.
because they never enforced it. So it became, give me a Kleenex.
So here's the thing. While your brand is smaller, you're not going to have an issue. They're probably not going to find it. The problem is as you grow bigger, and who knows the exponential growth that you might have, you don't want to get 5 years down the road and then have this lawsuit sitting in your lap. The problem is places like, Disney, big brands have whole like offices dedicated to defending, the trademarks and the copyrights and things like that. Do you have enough positive profit to take that money to defend something down the road just because you liked whatever it was at the beginning of your business? I went through something similar. I never got to like a lawsuit phase. Crumble Cookie exploded across the
You
world.
only started in 2019. You were only a year behind them.
Yeah, I was you're behind them. They were nothing to me when I started because they were across the United States. And it was like crumble spelled with no E cookies. And I was the crumbed cookies. Okay, I just made it as an Instagram handle one day, not knowing that I was going to do a business out of this. As crumble grew and as the crumbed cookies grew, I started getting people upset with their orders from even though it was a crumble cookie order that they had gone into the store. Then I had people submitting their resumes to work with me, and it was not me. And you see where it was muddled. So I saw the writing on
Well,
the
good thing
road.
because Crumble ended up suing people for trademark infringement, but
Yeah,
you had already
yeah.
rebranded.
So we
Some
never know what a business is doing down the road. For them to be like, well, I don't see them doing anything over here, or they never did anything with you could become the next viral sensation, and your video could go viral. Even if you have 1,000 or 2,000 followers, you could get a 2 million viewed video and get on the radar of someone you don't want to be on.
I did go down the wild world of trademarking to trademark sugar cookie marketing just to really see, not that I was going out for, like just to see what it was about, right? So it ended up, I filed wrong. You don't get a refund if you file wrong. So I ended up when you file incorrectly, all of a sudden all these attorneys email you, like
Yeah.
you publish it somewhere, like this person's an idiot and filed
Yeah.
wrong. All these attorneys reached out and they're like, we can file it for you the correct way. So I did hire an attorney and it was $700, $800, not chump change.
No.
But filing it, it was like sugar. It's like you cannot enforce the word sugar, you cannot enforce the word cookie, and you cannot enforce the word marketing. You have to be able to enforce all three together and prove that they're used together. So I'll be curious, whatever your name was, if it could even be enforceable. But like Corey said, are you willing to change it down the road? Are you willing to deal with a lawsuit or even just a cease and assist and pivot there? Is the funny part is that it's external, it's a country, it's a company not based. When I filed the trademark, all these other companies, when it was finally officially approved, were like,
Yeah.
hey, we can file it for you in other countries. But it was really, really unenforceable in other countries.
Yeah. Another aspect to think about is if there's a brand already out there and you're trying to grow a brand online, so even outside of the trademark, and they search it. This is big when people really liked Disney stuff and they want to be like Disney girl cookie baker or something like that. When people search up Disney or a cookie baker near them, and you typed in Disney, all of Disney's proprietary, like, Disneyland, Disney World, and the website of the cookier was never big because Disney has so much traffic going to it that
Uh-huh.
you will never be able to outrank that. So you'll never be able to climb to the top of searches because you commingled with a big brand that was already established. Granted, we don't know what your brand is, but that's something to think about.
I think I wanted to reserve the domain name Vendy.com just because of Vendy Blendy. Just go to Vendy.com, right? Or something like that. But it's like a Swiss trucking manufacturer.
Yeah.
Like it makes big old Swiss trucks that like build things. It's funny. As far as that, is there could you get an attorney involved to audit it? You're going to be out some money for that.
Yeah.
But there are specific trademark attorneys who can look into that. I've known a few myself. They had really nice stuff, so I don't think they're cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was sad to lose the crumb cookies. That little consonant cluster right there was nice to get rid of.
I hated your name, crumbed, which is past tense. Like it's not an active crumb; it's a past tense. Crumbed, then plural
It's
cookies. It was hard
it's been
to.
crumbed. You had to stop crumbed cookies.
Now, if I could answer your question, tech caller, I would say that is there anything you could come up with that has less competition in search, that has less threats to your business model down the road, and that's very easy to remember, right? In terms of marketing, what's easiest is best. In terms of client recall, we only have so much stuff to remember. I can't remember anything myself. Um, last one. Oh, this was a great review. Thank you so much from Texas. 281 said, howdy from Texas. I signed up for the cookie class kits after the event, which will not be named. And I'm just finally now opening all the files I downloaded. I'm absolutely loving these kits you all put together, and I'm super thankful. I still have more than a month before I host my first informal in-person cookie class, and I feel no anxiety because of all the prep work you lovely ladies have provided. Thanks, and I'll report back to how it went.
Oh, nice. Thank you for that. That is very nice on my brain, who
Just said she
literally
hated them.
can handle.
But if you're still in, she could have purchased a bundle, but if she's still in the membership, she gets the summer wean class kit today. And if you're in the cookie college, you can get that included as well. It'll be cute.
It'll be cute. It was cute. It was cute making it.
As
Straight out
someone
of
had asked, like, I don't have the class kit in time for summer wean, which is in 2 days. But everyone's feedback was like, nobody knows summer wean's a day. It kind of seems like more of a vibe. So anytime in July, I would teach it.
Here's the thing. Summer wean happens all summer long. So some people have been celebrating it since June 1st.
I think it's kind of a
And
new holiday. So I don't think you've missed out on a big
no,
old
you have not.
celebration.
It's getting bigger and bigger each year. It started a couple years ago. Ask me how I know. I'm a summer weanaholic.
I've been getting ads for Halloween, interior design, like
You're welcome. I've been clicking on them.
oh, it's showing up on my feed now. Going to our sponsors, our sponsor, Cookie Design Lab, use code TWINS to get 15% off. They were the sponsor of the STL Me About It segment. So you can text in to win that as well. Bakety Bake is the royal batch meringue powder of your dreams. Use code TWINS to get 10% off there. Daisy Makes, use code TWINS10 to get 10% off. I was watching this lady. I think her name might be Katie. She just showed up on my feed. She's very entertaining. She curses a lot. But she like her content is just what I find interesting to watch. But she's like, I'm in my kitchen and I gotta make 20 million cake pops in 5 minutes, and it was just fun to watch. But she was the Katie, I think, behind that syringe that Daisy Makes cake. pop Katie
Oh,
mold.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it
Oh,
was
that's
this
so funny.
lady. And they sold out of that Katie cake
I
pop
think they've sold
mold.
out 52
So-
times of
But
them
this
all.
re-one, 6 hours, they were just completely sold out of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So if you want to go see if you can find that, Katie, you can use codes twins10 to get 10% off that. Primera Eddie, the edible food printer, they're going to be on the podcast. We're going to do this, and they have a fun announcement. I'm not sure if I can tell you guys. So
No, not yet.
not
July, she
yet.
said mid-July.
July. So we're going to have them make that announcement for something new that they're bringing to the industry. But right now they have Eddie and Freddie. Eddie's the direct-to-food printer. Corey loves it. It's the thing I mentioned where you can lay down some cool textures. You can get clip art. I see a lot of people doing AI-generated clip art, printing that on the cookie and then piping on top of that. That direct-to-food printer, Eddie's $3,000. You can find them used or you can find them refurbished. I'm a refurbished girl. I'm not a
Yeah.
used girl. That one's too risky for me, but give me the refurbed model from the manufacturer and I'm a yes.
Yeah, yeah. So you can get that through Primera. Once you get your Eddie, you can also score for free an hour with an Eddie expert, and they'll go over with you how to print, how to level your bed, and everything like that. All the technical things to get you printing and ready to go. Just have some cookies baked and iced. You don't have to, but it just makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. See the proofs in the printing, right?
Yeah, there you
Back
go.
when Eddie first came out, they gave you like the hardest cookies in the world to test on. And you couldn't even eat them. They were as hard as a rock,
But
but it
it
was
was
just a
good
test
to
on.
test, though.
Molly
It
and I
was,
were like, let's eat it. We're like, oh my goodness. Oh my
these
goodness.
are
They
hard.
discontinued that after they realized people were like losing teeth. And final Bosch Nutrimil code sugar cookies gets you $20 off. Now they're running sales all summer long. So definitely check back in. They do send me an email when a sale's coming. I should make more posts about it. But I think they just ran like a Father's Day sale. So you can definitely get that stuff off. Side note, before we move on to Twinterest, it's Amazon Prime Day for the next 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think it even goes to Friday. I've been updating the group's Amazon Prime Day list.
What do I need? What do I need?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about some thoughts I had. They have a lot of totes at a discount. You know, I'm talking to, and I know like Camel, 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 check to see if it's a real discount. Honey, the PayPal plugin also
Yeah,
tells you if it's the lowest price. They had Judy's meringue powder if you're interested in that. It's a
nice.
gluten-free one.
I do get my they discontinued the hold on, someone's attempting to come in. Hello? I think it
Doing
was
the
my son.
podcast. Maybe it was your dog.
Oh, grabbing the door handle? Hold on.
Anyways, I'm gonna talk while she
Oh,
reprimands.
it was my dog. It was. He
No,
put his
maybe
face
he said,
against the
give me a
door.
cheese. They have, and this I was talking about with Corey. They have, and it's not a great gift. The e-gift cards, it goes to email. You never know if somebody ever gets it. But
Yeah.
Bath and Body Works, so it's 20% off. So if you spend $50, if you spend $40, you get $50. Well, I'm going to spend $50
But
on
if you
candle
spend
sale
40, you get
today. $50
15.
worth. No, $50 worth of it's 20% off. So if you buy the gift card, that's $50, you only
Yes.
spend 40
So you get $10
for free.
free $10. That
If
will give
you
you a candle on Black Friday, a
I
whole
know.
free
So
wicker.
if you, but I'm like, and just text it to yourself. You have to immediately send it out. So it's not like you can add it to your cart and check out. It's not a physical one. I'm just saying.
Me and Heather will stock up. I'm burning the remainder of this one, our summer one.
I burnt him all the way already, but I've moved on to, I went to Walmart and had fall candles, 3 wickers, 13
Yeah,
bucks.
but they're nothing like
But
Bath and
Mom came
Body.
over and she was like, was that from Bath and Body? I said, no. Some things I have in my cart that I'm not going to buy. A Bounty pack of 8, the thinner ones that aren't
Why
that
didn't you just get those at Walmart?
because it's 15% off on Prime
Oh,
Day
okay, okay, okay.
deal.
Is it cheaper than Walmart?
It looked like it. I did the honey price check thing. It's the lowest it's ever been. There were some cat toys I thought were neat. Um,
That toys
uh,
would be good.
Something to find the studs in a wall, but it also told you if there's pipes or plumbing there, that's on sale. This is just in my cart right now. The refrigerator filter was on sale.
Oh, that's a good
Like, the thing
one.
wasn't cheap. Those okay, and I'm not going to buy this, but I did just want to look at it. That Samsung TV that looks like a picture.
Yeah.
It's
Look at
10% off.
you.
I'm
Look
not
at
buying it though. I know you would
you.
love to nestle behind that in
Look
your
at
bed.
you.
And then Wow, I have no idea this works. You know, Wow, the hair company
Yes.
products, they have this anti-humidity spray. I've used it forever. I'm not sure if it works. That's on sale. These are just some things I added to my cart.
Interesting. I do buy my vanilla bean paste and extract there because you can really get a lot. In the ones I used to buy always would go on sale for Amazon Prime Day, but they've since gone out. I know it says currently unavailable, so I had to switch. But those
Oh,
are good ones to
I
do.
will be buying this. I always buy Muscle Milk protein powder. That's on sale today because it's going through. If you go through at least Amazon on your phone, on your
Yeah.
computer, it tells me the things that I bought in the past are on Prime Day deal.
Ones that deal towards bakers, since Heather's literally telling us about our
The
household
parchment paper we
supplies.
use for class is 20% off today.
The scribes, if you like to do those cheap scribes at class, that's a good one.
That is a good
It's
one.
risky click to do the piping bags because I found some of those piping bags explode. They're like not all great.
It is always
Um,
a risky click.
Food safe gloves are usually ones you can find going on sale. Aprons, if you like to provide aprons for the class or get themed aprons, you can find those on sale. Boxes, bakery boxes, sometimes those go on sale.
Some of the those cookie stands that you mentioned in the class,
Oh, the
the
stands,
boot
the
camp, they're on
video boot
sale.
camp that we did, those ones are out there.
That gel, household cleaner gel for mold, that's on sale today.
Oh, I just bought one.
Oh, you did? That this thing's phenomenal. If you guys ever have mold that's stuck in a
Mildew
shower,
in your shower.
you're gonna want this. A lot of the cabling I use to connect my computer with like a projector, that's on sale. My favorite socks are on sale. Add to cart.
Like you,
I
because
like to load up
you're
my
running
car.
out of socks.
Yeah, I'm getting holes in them. I wear these suckers. One time when I first met Corey, she had gone to a networking event where a flooring guy worked. And
Yeah.
he said the most damaging thing to your carpet, don't wear tennis shoes on your carpets. Don't do that. If you've ever, I like to take my shoes to the shower and use a drill bit with a cleaning pad stuck to it to clean off
Yes.
my shoes. It's disgusting what comes off the bottom of your shoes to try to get it white again. But anyways, he said one of the most damaging things you can use on your carpet is your bare feet because of the oils that your skin secretes. So I've
Sure.
always worn socks at home, which happens to burn through. Are you fighting with the dressing person?
No, I'm looking in my Amazon cart to see
What
what's
are you
going on sale.
seeing?
These
What are you seeing? Where you got eyes on the floor?
biodegradable 8-inch by 7-inch quart plastic zip bags. It's what we use at cookie class, so people take the rest of their icing homes with them.
That's a good one.
That is a pack of 100, 30%
Here's
off.
the thing, and I think this is weird. They have a lot of air purifiers on sale for Prime Day.
I
I think these air purifiers truly suck up dust, but they also have my Dyson vacuum. I think it's the V8 or the detector, whatever. I don't know. It, and you can say you hate Dyson, you can say you love me. The ease of use of stick vacuums and the amount of crud this thing
crud.
vacuums up. The,
Enco meringue powder is 20% off right now
very
for a
nice.
4.4 pound bag.
We've
The
lost a lot.
skeleton I wanted for Halloween is currently unavailable.
Shoot. Apparently, a lot of this stuff does tend to sell out. Again, you can check on websites like Camel, or use the Honey extension that tells you if you're getting the lowest price or if they just bumped up the price and discounted it for today, which
True.
is not a deal. I don't have kids or a husband, but if I did, I would get that skylight calendar thing.
I was thinking about that, but that has to be a universal effort in the household to
Uh-huh.
make it work.
But it seems so cool. That's on sale as well. A lot of those, you guys have Alexas and I don't. But a lot of those ones are on sale. Those ones with the screen so you can see if she actually
Oh,
pushed.
yeah. I almost have too many Alexas because I've run out of rooms to put her.
Yeah, yeah, there's such
She's
a thing
everywhere.
as too many.
She's
Anyways,
everywhere.
go check that out. I'll be posting some of the deals, but if you find some deals, add it to the thread,
Yeah.
the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, your Twinterest, my Twinterest. Okay, you see I gotta focus myself. I want to show you my makeup today. I saw on TikTok, I have hooded eyes, which you see if you're on YouTube, the I don't have that flat skin that people have above their eye that the makeup artists with perfect
Yes.
wing eyeliner have. So when you have hooded eyes, which means you have a crease and you draw eyeliner up like people would do, it disappears into your eyelid socket, is what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah. Your crevice.
Prev. So what they said on TikTok is do puppy dog liner. Never heard of it before, but it's for hooded people. And you see the ridge of your eyelid,
Yes.
draw straight down from there. And that is actually the shape of a winged liner for a hooded
I
eye.
see, or you
You
are drawing it
see?
down.
Yeah, and I made it shorter because it was getting a little goofily long with the tape thing. So I did not use tape for this, but I did clean up with micellar water and an angled brush.
Micellar or micellar?
I have no clue. Micellar sounds better. Whatever that is, it really does clean off makeup, right? It's unlike any other makeup product. That thing will get makeup off anywhere. So I put it on the angled brush that's like a
Yeah,
harder tip, and then I just clean up the edges,
there
erases
you
the
go. Well,
blob.
it looks good. There's your compliment for the day.
That is my twin twist. What is yours?
I don't really have one.
Tonight, girl, get you some hobbies and some interests. Nothing has happened in your life.
Well, I made some cookies for someone had to put their dog down. Who's 15. I thought it would be a good idea. I've done it for every neighbor who's
Can
ever
I tell
lost
him
a
the story?
dog.
Can I tell him
Sure.
the story?
Yeah.
Corey has his neighbor, and the dog was on death's door. Okay, people who love dogs love dogs. And Corey says, how is the dog Yoda? And the guy said, when this dog passes, I myself will die. And Corey, and Corey's husband has the same mantra towards pets. Like the part of them dies, but this guy says, no, I will die. So, anyways, Yoda did reach his end of life. So Corey thought it'd be nice to turn into a commemorative set of cookies, kind of remembering the dog and also being kind to the neighbor. So she goes to the neighbor's house and knocks on the door, and he is three sheets to the wind, drunk and upset and teary-eyed
Did you
and
say
snotty
this last week on
nosed.
the podcast?
No, you told Summer at Olive Garden.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you retelling
And
it sounds very vivid.
yeah, so he mumbles out a barely thank you, and Corey's like, "Oh, that was a little startling, but okay, hey, rough." He said it was going to be a rough go. Leaving, a neighbor says, "Did you hear that Yoda died?" Because they live on this community where everyone's really close to each other. Now, they're not close people, but they're close enough to know that this is a
Yeah,
massive
a
loss
big
for the
deal.
street. And Corey's like, "Yeah," and she's like, "Yeah." His wife texted me, "Please do not bring up the dog at all. He cannot handle it." Corey having just essentially delivered a bomb of cookies that are only dedicated to the dog. And Corey said, what is one to do? Even
Like
even
Yoda's
the
name is on the cookie. Like I piped
it
Yoda's
was
name.
dedicated to this dog. And Corey's leaving. They're like, yeah, whatever you do, do anything, but just never bring up the dog and definitely don't deliver the cookies. So
What for closure is I was passing by and his wife was outside. So while I'm walking by, they're like they have family visiting because this is such a trying time. Her daughter's there, but then the wife says, "Thank you so much for thinking about us." I said, "I'm so sorry for your loss," and I kept it moving. I'm sure she appreciated me keeping it moving and going. I'm sure
you had
maybe
to
he
deal with the
threw.
fallout of your dozen.
I know she's probably like, "Keep your baking hands to yourself, you weirdo."
Hilarious. Although it was nice of you, and I'm sure it landed better, but it's just hilarious the timing of whatever you do, definitely
Yeah, it
don't.
was literally like I dropped it off and my other neighbor was like, "Yeah, don't bring up Yoda." And I was like, "Excuse me, why?" They cannot handle it. Okay. I said, "Well, I just gave cookies, so there's that."
That there. My twin select is Canva's new magic layers, which I mentioned earlier, but I demonstrated for Corey. Canva is able to take a JPEG, which is a flattened image, and the AI is able to separate the flat pieces individually and recreate the background. So you can drag and drop elements on a flattened image, which is, from a graphic design standpoint, astounding.
It was astounding to watch
Even
it.
Corey's like, oh no.
The only thing it couldn't do was take the
Shadows.
shadows
And
with
shadows.
it.
When AI figures out shadows, I guess we'll all just have to move to a commune where none of us make
Yeah.
money. We don't need to
It'll
work
be game
anymore
game
because
over. No need to turn on your ovens, friends.
just go find a series and we'll go watch with Corey.
Yeah, what's crazy is bakers have created cookie photography for years. So when you're asking AI to make cookie photo, it has every aspect of a heart with, a little pulse beat on it for Nurse Appreciation Day. It has up, down, sideways, behind.
Crazy. Crazy. We're living in a new era, but I'd like to think it's nothing new. I'm sure the people who bred horses were shocked when the Model T came out.
I said if our older generation opened a smartphone and said, "Wow, this is the future," this is my old person moment. Or I said,
Because
"Wow, this is AI."
we millennials. So
Yeah.
we call what the offensive term is like, you're such a boomer. I call myself like, oh, sorry, I was so boomer about that. I had my flashlight on my phone. Someone's like, the flashlight's on. I'm like, oh, excuse me, boomer. In it to what they call millennials as we approach that. What's this newfangled technology? Millennials.
Yeah.
Such a lineal thing of you. You're such a Len.
A Len?
You're such
Oh,
a
we're gonna
Len.
be a Len.
I feel like it.
A Len
pause.
sounds like
Wait for you to Len pause right there.
A Len is derogatory, and I just heard it, and I felt like it was derogatory.
Stop being a Len. We won't call you one. Okay, guys, we'll see you next week on the podcast, or maybe our AI generated selves will be hosting.
You never know. You never know.
You never know. See you later, twin.
See you later, Dawn.